Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sidebusters.
So proud of the guys, just kept clawing, kept fighting back, and I'm beyond proud of them.
He sends a high fly ball to deep right center field. No one's going to catch that. It is going way back, and that is out of here for a home run. Luke Cossey, a monster shot, clears the 405 sign. Our first home run at Duncan Field since 2023. Touch 'em all, Luke Cossey.
Our fans recognize that, and they know that it's a family atmosphere at our place, and that's what we like.
One run will score. Here comes a second run home. Johnston digging for third. He slides in, and the Sodbusters have a 3-0 lead as Weston Johnston scorches one over the head of Jake Daly.
All the credit to the guys in the dugout playing really, really hard, keeping it simple, throwing strikes on the mound, going right at kids, and then just keep it simple up at the plate. And all the credit to the guys for just busting their butts night in, night out.
Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sidebusters.
To say the first game of today's doubleheader was a disappointment might be an understatement for the Hastings Sodbusters, as Hastings fell short against the Plainsmen by a score of 5-1. Heading into the final 5 games of the first half, the Sodbusters needed a 4-1 finish to assure themselves the first half division championship. Well, now there's no room for error. After that 5-1 setback, they need to go 4-0 to assure themselves a first half title. It begins in the second game of this twin bill against the Plainsmen, as Hastings will turn to Xander Hardy, who will be making his 2025 debut on the mound for the Hastings Sodbusters. I'm Steve Stein. Ryan Valenta alongside Noah Pegel is our producer, with assistance from Connor Christensen, as we hope for better today between the Hastings Sodbusters and the Plainsmen. Game number 2 of our twin bill here, with potential severe weather coming tomorrow. They have decided to play 2 today. That'll also give the Sodbusters an off day, as they will be headed to Casper for a critical 3-game series to end the first half. Let's take a look at the starting lineups as having the umpires meeting right now. It'll be Christian Loera leading off and playing second base. Ladies and gentlemen, the starting shortstop is Josh Printer. Had some personnel issues, and so Josh has college eligibility, so he is in the lineup as the shortstop here in game number 2. Ryan Jarvis is batting third and playing first base. Jackson Crane in left field batting fourth. It's Luke Causey in right field batting fifth. Brock Cross playing third base batting sixth. Tyler Wells, the DH, batting seventh. Graham Hilton, the catcher, batting eighth. And Jet Hannaford in center field batting ninth. Xander Hardy will get the start for the Hastings Sodbusters. For the Plainsmen, it'll be Dax Wandler at shortstop. Ivan Gomez at second base. Brian O'Connell will be doing the catching and batting third. Asher Friedman, the DH, is batting fourth. And it's Brody Boyle in left field. Amari Hackett in right. Braden Boyle at first base. Jake Steffes bats eighth and plays third base. And Brady Alexander bats ninth. He's the center fielder. Owen Kelly will get the start on the mound for the Plainsmen. Once again, Wandler, Gomez, O'Connell, Friedman, Boyle, Hackett, Boyle, Steffes, and Alexander, with Kelly on the mound as the Hastings Sodbusters and the Plainsmen getting set to go. Hastings 16-8, the Plainsmen 1-4. For Hastings, they saw their record slip, and now just a half game in front of Spearfish. They had a brief 2.5-game lead over Casper after Casper lost earlier today to Oahe 10-6, but that now down to a 2-game lead with the contest here as the Hastings Sodbusters trying to find a way for a doubleheader split. Sodbusters are getting set to go defensively. Xander Hardy, he went 1-0 last year, pitched 10 1/3 innings, a 5.23 ERA for the summer. Has transferred to Hastings College, so playing for the Broncos now and making his Sodbuster debut. And little did we know coming into today how big a start this would be for the Hastings Sodbusters. Ryan Valenta, don't want to say it's a must-win, but it's pretty dadgum big for the Hastings Sodbusters to find a way to get a doubleheader split in this one.
I will go out on a limb and say that this is a must-win, Steve, because like you mentioned, needing to go 4-1 to guarantee yourselves a spot, but with Casper coming up in the next couple of days, it is not going to be easy against them. We saw why on the road. Sodbusters were lucky to come away with 2 wins against the Spuds in that series, but Xander Hardy, a guy who pitched on this mound in the spring for Hastings College, had the 4th most innings for the Broncos. That team had a forgettable spring, but his spring wasn't the best. In 26 innings, 11.77 ERA, gave up 34 runs, walked 14, and struck out 14. So he's not a big strikeout guy, but kind of a lefty that has that arm angle or has that delivery where he can really put away left-handed hitters. He doesn't have anything super special about his repertoire, but Sodbusters will need to get a good start from him. And I'm just really curious to see about I'm putting a bet out there. Josh Printer's going to see a ground ball in the first inning, and we're going to see how he handles that there. Manager turned player here for this game.
Yeah.
We saw it last year, too.
Yep.
We were talking about it. The Prospects head coach, Gabe Shemwell, had to come on because they just had nobody to even just play on the team. So the Sodbusters, I mean, they probably got bets going on in the dugout. Hey, how's the coach? I got to make it an error. No, I got to make it every play come and win. I'm excited to see how he does.
And here is Dax Wandler stepping to the plate. He went 1 for 4 in the first game today, knocked in a run and scored one, and he is dragging a bunt perfect down the first base line. And Hardy gets it to first, but not in time. Excellent drag bunt for Dax Wandler. He has an infield single, 1 out, a 1 on nobody out here to begin this second game of the Twin Bill.
Well, it's just how the Plainsmen started in Game 1. They had their leadoff single from Samuel, their first-place hitter. They did not score in that inning. It did take them a couple innings to get going, but you never like having to go to face with a runner on right after the first batter.
Here's Ivan Gomez, and he takes upstairs for ball 1. Home plate umpire is Bill Biven, with Jim Langan working the field here in game number 2. 1 on, nobody out after the infield single. They had a bunt single in that first game, as well as Boyle. One of the Boyle brothers laid one down. Pitch is just a little bit outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Sodbuster defense. It's Graham Hilton doing the catching after he worked 3 scoreless innings of relief on the mound in the first game. Ryan Jarvis playing first base. Christian Loera playing second. Here's the 2-0 delivery, and this one is rifled foul. 2 balls and a strike. Shortstop is Josh Printer, and playing third base is Brock Cross. In left field, Jackson Crane, center fielder Jet Hannaford, and in right field, Luke Causey. Again, Printer getting a start. They were trying to give Loera the day off, but Jaden Shabry, he is having arm issues, so is not in the lineup at second base here in game 2. Here's a little blooper right side. There is Loera, and he'll make the grab for the first out of the inning. A big first out, keeping Wandler at first, and O'Connell will come to the plate.
And keep in mind that wind is still just howling in straight from right field. Everything hit to the right side. Looking like it's going to go far. That one didn't have anything written on it off the bat there, but the wind is going to knock everything down here for the remainder of this game.
Brian O'Connell didn't play in the first game today, was in the lineup yesterday and went 0 for 4. The Sodbusters won that game 14-4. What a difference a game makes. Score 14 runs, getting double digits in hits, take advantage of a bunch of errors. Here in this first game, 1 run, 4 hits. You commit 3 errors, and the opponents only commit 1, and it's a totally different ball game and a 5-1 setback, and now all of a sudden it's the rubber game of this series as the 0-1 pitch on the way, and this one hit high in the air to center field, carrying pretty well into that wind, but that will not be an issue for Jet Hannaford, who plays it well. There are 2 outs with 1 on, and Asher Friedman will try to keep the inning going for the Plainsmen. This is the designated hitter in this game. He went 0 for 2 in the first contest today. Asher Friedman did play yesterday and had a double and a run scored. That was his only hit here early in the season for the Plainsmen, playing just their 6th game, and it took them 13 games before they finally won a game last year. Now the runner goes, and Xander Hardy's got him picked off, runs him back, throw, and in time. Good job for Hardy to step off, not balk, got it to Jarvis, and Xander Hardy ends up facing the minimum here in the first. No runs on 1 hit. We head to the bottom half of inning number 1. No score, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here.
I feel better already. The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Bottom half of inning number 1. The Hastings Sodbusters going to be facing a right-hander. It's Owen Kelly. Kelly, a Midland University product. There's just such comfort with Bo Boyle and Hilton Merriman. They even mentioned it. We had one of our Midland guys on there. He's an Omaha Burke graduate, a management major, and a financial services minor. And as far as the pitching, he was one of their regulars. 5-5 in the spring, a 3.84 ERA and 70 in the third inning. So he's a guy that can eat some innings. He had one outing so far for the Plainsmen. Back on the 18th of June, he was the losing pitcher, went 4 innings, allowed 5 runs, 4 hits, struck out 5, and walked 5. And now getting his second start here for the Plainsmen, coming in at 1-4. They lost all 3 games to Fremont and picking up an early season win. Last year they started the season with 13 straight losses before beating Fremont and ended up 1-16. This year they're playing 18 games, again all on the road. It's travel only, but at least a few off days for the Plainsmen this year. Last year it was 17 games in 17 days. This year they've pretty much got an off day between most of their series. And here comes Christian Loera. 0 for 2 with the run scored in the first game. The run scored as Hastings dropped that contest by a score of 5-1. As righty-righty matchup, and this first pitch is fouled away. No balls and a strike. For the Plainsmen defensively, doing the catching is Brian O'Connell. At first base, Braden Boyle. Second base, Ivan Gomez. The shortstop, Dax Wadler. Third base, it's Jake Steffes. In left field, Brody Boyle. Center fielder, Brady Alexander. And the right fielder, Amari Hackett. This pitch is outside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike on Christian Loera, with Josh Printer, the head coach, waiting on deck. Player coach today. Although he is not coaching third, it's going to be your normal first base coach over there. As this pitch across for a strike, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Corey Coranda does that job. And the Sodbusters, it looks like they have over at first base Jude Greaves doing the coaching here.
The coaching.
Yes. Little grounder down the third base line. Excellent job for Steffes to charge and throw out Christian Loera for the first out of this bottom half of inning number 1.
Those are never easy as a third baseman, especially when you're not playing up in there. But even to get the speedy Loera, pretty impressive play by Jake Steffes.
And short memory, you talked about it in our post-game conversation. You have to put stuff behind you. Jake Steffes really struggled with the shortstop position yesterday, and good to see him handle his first chance for the Plainsmen. As here's Josh Printer getting his first at bat. You can bet he's probably swung the bat a little bit during BP and swings and fouls the pitch away. No balls and a strike for Josh Printer. 1 out, nobody on. What must be going through his mind as a hitter, and also trying to weigh everything that's happening as the day goes on? He'll be handling the pitching and making any kind of pitching changes. So it is a busy time for Josh Printer at this point.
Probably doesn't have very much time to think about much else, just like you mentioned, but knows how to handle the bat. One of the Sodbusters' best hitters, .263 average last year, and can count on him for a lot of clutch situations.
0-2 pitch, fouled away, and he does that a lot too. Just finds a way to extend at bats. So good to see him in the lineup, as you got kind of the flashback from 2024 with a lot of the guys who were in the lineup. Most of the regulars from a year ago, which are returning, are in this lineup today for the Hastings Sodbusters where possible. Jackson Crane, Ryan Jarvis, Tyler Welch, all getting starts here in the second game as the pitch misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Josh Printer. Yeah, it's been tough at times this year not to say shortstop Josh Printer, and now we do get to say that. Checked his swing here, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Christian Loera carries himself a lot like Josh Printer. It's kind of cool that Loera is playing for Printer because they're kind of in the same mold, and talking of Scott Galusha really gets that same kind of vibe from Loera if he ever wants to go into the coaching aspect of it, that he kind of has the same mindset as Josh Printer. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Printer steps out. We'll get back in the box here as he is working against Owen Kelly. 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom half of inning number 1. Swing and a miss as Printer goes down on strikes. Owen Kelly gets the better of Printer. 2 outs, and Brian Jarvis will step to the plate. Jarvis came in as a pinch hitter in game number 1. Came in technically as a defensive replacement and got 2 at-bats. Went 1 for 2 for the Hastings Sodbusters as Ryan Jarvis. Good to see him back in the lineup, and you would think he would be in there if he's healthy, headed in the Casper Series. One of the heart and soul guys. Getting close to ending his time for the Hastings Sodbusters. Going to be headed back to Michigan for professional duties. Tries to bunt this one, and it's foul on the third base side. Get that base runner on any way you can, trying to reignite the offense. 14 runs yesterday on 11 hits. The Sodbusters limited to just 4 hits in the opener of this doubleheader, as they were beaten 5-1, 3 errors big, just 1 run-producing inning for either side. Hastings scored first. Plainsmen got 5 runs in the third. Only 1 of those runs earned as the Sodbusters for the second straight day kicking it around a little bit. 2 errors yesterday, 3 today for Hastings. An 0-1 count on Ryan Jarvis, and he rifles this one toward the right side. Nice backhand stop by the first baseman as Braden Boyle gets the start at that position today. He steps on the bag, and it's a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Sodbusters in the bottom half of inning number 1. We head to the second, no score, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters Baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
It is Sodbuster Baseball as we head to the second inning as a scoreless tie. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 up there. Nice job for Xander Hardy after he worked around the infield single, actually getting what was technically a pickoff of Wadler, so face the minimum and try to put zeros on the board, because right now the offense doesn't look terribly potent for Hastings today. And I know the game is early, but it's amazing how fast 7 innings go when the hits aren't coming, and so you're just hoping to keep it close here and find a way. Asher Friedman will be the first batter for the Plainsmen in the second inning. He's DHing this contest as he was at the plate when Wandler was taken out. Friedman 0 for 2 in this contest. Played yesterday as well and takes the pitch outside for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. He went to Cecil College, in the fall, but was committed to Alcorn State of the SWAC out of Rockville, Maryland. Pitch outside. Cecil College. The Seahawks went 28 and 25 in the spring. 2 years program. 2-0 the count now on Friedman. A lefty-righty matchup with Xander Hardy bringing it home. And this pitch in the turf. 3-0 the count on Friedman.
You mentioned Cecil, the Seahawks, Alcorn State, the Bravehawks.
That is cool.
It's a mix. Apparently, and they have the Braves and the Lady Braves. It's a combination of the Braves and a red-tailed hawk.
Well, there we go. That's fun. 3 balls and no strikes the count. The pitch. It's on the outside corner for 3-1. You don't get these little tidbits on all the YouTube broadcasts. We scour the intranet for this kind of stuff to try to make it fun.
You know, missed opportunity for Alcorn to be the Acorns, but that's not really a very intimidating mascot.
That's true. That is true. Pitch just out. Oh, on the outside corner. Take it. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Because are you scared of the Oregon Ducks? Who is afraid of a duck?
Oh, when they have that mascot, that crazy big duck mascot. That's probably one of the only times you're scared of the duck.
Ducks are cute. I just think that is one of the most unintimate. And then, of course, the Scottsdale Community College Artichokes. 3-2 pitch. And ball 4. So, Friedman works a leadoff walk in the second inning. Scoreless ties to the leadoff man aboard for the Plainsmen for the second straight time, and Brody Boyle will bat. Boyle went 1 for 3 in the opener. A run scored, and he had that great infield single bunt that ignited the inning. With 1 out, he was batting in the 9 spot. He's already squared to bunt here. We'll see what he does. Pulls the bat back and swings and misses. We've seen the Sodbusters have some pretty good success with pulling the bat back and rifling it back up the middle. Boyle down to the count. No balls and 1 strike. A little brother of the head coach, Bo Boyle. Hilton Merriman is the pitching coach for the Plainsmen. Hastings Sodbusters under the direction of player coach Josh Printer here in Game 2 as he has put himself on the roster and starting shortstop. And you wonder, like Drew Vega, I haven't seen him in the dugout today. You wonder his status. Again, Jaden Shabry. He played second base in reserve role in the first, but I know he's having arm issues. Here's the pitch. Right across for strike. Quickly 2 strikes on Boyle. And so the Sodbusters short-handed for whatever reason, and so Printer has himself in the lineup here for game number 2 of this doubleheader. And then the Sodbusters have the day off, and then the season-ending first half series at Casper. Big lead over at first, and the pitch was in there, but time had been called. Good job for Alexander, for Hardy just to go ahead and bring it home. Xander just brought it back in and did not try to stop his motion there, but no pitch. 0-2 delivery. Swinging a foul ball. Boyle just getting a piece of that one. The Boyle brothers both in the lineup here for game number 2, and then Bo coaching down at third base. And then you've got Brady Alexander batting in the 9 spot. Way too many B's on this Plainsman team to really be comfortable with announcing. Little bouncer toward the right side. Second baseman makes the tag, throws to first. Double play. Great job for Loera to not have the ball knocked out of his hands by Asher Friedman. Tagged him on the way by, threw it to Boyle, and there are 2 outs with nobody on.
Jim Langen giving it the Mike Tyson punch out. Bang, 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 bang. Got him. Very emphatic on the double play. Love having Jim as an umpire here, but like you mentioned, Loera, the wherewithal just to know that he's not going to have time to flip it 2 seconds, and with the runner running right in his path, perfect textbook 4 unassisted double play.
Amari Hackett now will bat. Plus, you don't want to throw it over to second base because you got that Josh Printer, the old guy. Who knows where he's going to throw it. So worked out well all the way around. 1 ball and no strikes the count. And the pitch. There's a hard hit ball at Loera. He's got it, no problem. Great to have your shortstop playing second base on plays like that as Loera makes back-to-back solid plays. And again, Xander Hardy faces the minimum in the second. No runs on no hits. We head to the bottom half of inning number 2. Still no score, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
At Hastings College, we celebrate all the ways you shine. From more than 20 athletic teams to band, choir, theater, and art, plus esports, creative writing, speech, and media. Join in to earn a scholarship and find your people, the friends you'll hang out and have fun with. It's what makes Hastings great. So check out Hastings College, where your experience matters, in the classroom and in the activities you love to do. Visit us at hastings.edu.
CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
At the bottom half of inning number 2, it'll be Crane, Causey, and Cross trying to get it going against Owen Kelly. Kelly set him down 1-2-3. And like I say, this is not an easy matchup for the Hastings Sodbusters. You've got a dude who is used to pitching deep into games. He's used to pitching to college players, an experienced player for Midland. So if you think Sodbusters are definitely going to come out of here with a split, you've got to find a way to battle and get some base runners, because this is not going to be an easy challenge here today. And Jackson Crane, first pitch swinging, no balls on a strike. Jackson's been getting it going here, so he went 1 for 2 in the first game after coming in as a pinch hitter Crane with a multi-hit contest yesterday. 3 runs batted in, 2 runs scored, and 2 stolen bases. And arguably the best left fielder the Sodbusters have, because it's not easy to play out there, but he seems to cover a lot of ground, battle the sun, and has done a nice job when he's had the opportunity in that position for the Hastings Sodbusters. Has a 1-1 count on him, and this pitch back to the screen for ball 2, 2 balls and a strike on Jackson Crane. Hastings a disappointing 5-1 loss in the opener of the doubleheader today after run ruling the Plainsmen 14-4 yesterday. Somewhere Spearfish and Casper are smiling about the outcome of the first game today. Of course, Casper stinging from a 10-6 loss to Hawaii. They'll have a chance at revenge tomorrow. Pitch popped up, foul territory, a long run for everyone, and no one going to get there. Closest man to it was Jake Steffes, the third baseman. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jackson Crane. Of course, an extended time off for Spearfish. They came into today at 15-8 and a 1 game back of Hastings, now just a half game back. They'll have a couple of more days off, then they'll play 3 games in 2 days against the Nebraska Prospects before they have another game. They'll have an additional game after the Sodbusters end their first half, and Crane goes down swinging here. Second strikeout and 4 batters for Owen Kelly, as they have actually another game against the Prospects. It's a 4-game series over 3 days, as the first half will end on Friday. So they'll have 4 games remaining, all against the Nebraska Prospects in their home park in Spearfish. Here's Luke Causey. Causey steps into the left-handed box, and the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boy takes outside for ball 1. Causey 0 for 2 in the opener for the Hastings Sodbusters after he had another successful game yesterday for Hastings. Actually, on Friday against the Nebraska Prospects, went 2 for 3 with a double, a triple, 3 runs batted in, and a run scored in that contest for Luke Causey. Ahead in the count here, 2 balls and no strikes on Luke. Left-handed hitter steps in and pitch back to the screen for ball 3. Causey trying to find a way aboard here. Luke, the lone home run here at Duncan Field for the Hastings Sodbusters. The guy who has the lone home run on the road is waiting on deck. 3-0 the count and the pitch. Watches it go by on the outside corner for strike 1. So says Bill Biven with Jim Langen working the field here in game number 2. No score after the Sodbusters lost the opener 5-1. Outside for ball 4, and the Sodbusters have a 1-out base runner, their first of the game here in inning number 2.
Causey gets it started in the second inning when in the last game he got it started with that hit by pitch in the 6th inning, trying to start a rally. It's always a good sign when Luke Causey's on base. Just feel like the offense has a little bit more mojo going into it. We'll see what Brock Cross can do to get him over.
Cross, a potential kinesiology major in college. Going to be headed to Washington State. Fouls the first pitch away. No balls and a strike. Brock Cross the game at third base here in game number 2 for the Hastings Sodbusters. Went 0 for 2 after coming into the contest as a defensive replacement in the opener, a 5-1 setback. 1 on, 1 out. Throw over to first, and Causey dives back in safely. Cross potentially wants to be a physical therapist if it all goes according to plan. So that'll mean that kinesiology major plus more schooling after that. A 1 delivery, fouled away. You would think he would be in line to potentially be one of the starting pitchers in the 3-game series at Casper, as he picked up a victory. He picked up the victory, as a matter of fact, in that 4-game series at Spearfish as part of a doubleheader. And wasn't as sharp as we've seen him. He walked a lot, but was able to strand a lot of opportunities and keep Spearfish at bay. Pitch a little bit outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Brock Cross.
Just what can't he do? We've seen him do a little bit of everything for the Hastings Sodbusters. He's been right on these fastballs here from Kelly. Let's see if he can finally put one in play here.
1 ball and 2 strikes, and the pitch called strike 3. Cross will be sent back to the dugout here as 2 outs.
Pitch right at the knees appeared to be like, and didn't necessarily agree with the call, but not a whole lot of an argument there. Looked like a pretty good pitch.
Yep, I didn't think there was a whole lot of doubt about it, and Tyler Welch will step in. He's the DH for the Hastings Sodbusters in this game. Welch Now a throw over to first is tossed away. Kazi up and on his way to second, and the Sodbusters gifted a base right there on the throwing error from Owen Kelly, and now all of a sudden a man in scoring position with 2 outs, and to see if Welsh can make him pay for that.
Just trying to do a little bit too much with it. I know Tyler's had his struggles to start the season. Just 1 for 21, picked up his only hit of the year last night, but last year and even the year before, situational hitting. Of course, Tyler Welsh has played for several years for this Hastings College Broncos team right on this field. He knows how to do situational hitting. Got to figure you can dig deep and hopefully come through for your team right here.
Had a big 2-run double to kind of get things started for the Hastings Sodbusters as part of that 5-run first inning yesterday. Sodbusters would go on to a 14-4 run rule victory. And he's first pitch swinging and fouls it away. And his other run batted in, won the contest against Spearfish in walk-off fashion. So, again, limited success, but when he has had his opportunities, has a couple of neat moments for this Hastings Sodbuster team at the plate in his final college go-around. 0-1 delivery on the way, and a swing and a miss. Quickly 2 strikes on Tyler Welch. Going to be headed back to Arizona, get his real estate license, and join the rest of us in the real world. Although we're broadcasters, so it's not like we really have to work for a living, but he'll have to join the real world.
I thought you were going to say we don't really live in the real world.
Well, you know.
We're broadcasters. We don't live in the real world.
Well, I mean, we're calling baseball. I'm getting paid for it. Is this, you know, I mean, we're not out digging ditches. We don't have I don't get much calluses. It's, you know, it's kind of fun to get paid to do this, really.
Here, here.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, no score in the second inning. Here's the pitch. Down low, nice stop. And the throw back to second base. Causey is going to hustle back in. Great pick there for Brian O'Connell, and made a strong throw to second. Causey had to hustle back in to avoid being the 3rd out of the inning. I never take this for granted. It is such a fun opportunity to live vicariously through college students here. I was never a baseball player of any stretch of the imagination. Just fun to say what's going on. Little blooper into center field, but coming on and making the grab. No problem there for Brady Alexander, and the Sodbusters are turned away. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. We head to inning number 3. We'll hear more from Ryan Valenta when we come back. No score, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner. Ahead of the 3rd inning, the Sodbusters and the Plainsmen are scoreless, and a little bit of a cramping issue for Brock Cross, who's up and hopefully will be able to continue. Man, you think of this, and you had the 8-man football game with all that heat, but it can get to the baseball players as well, and Brock Cross apparently okay as he's trying to walk it off over there at 3rd. Ryan, take it away.
He's a tall gentleman, so he's got lots of extra muscles and whatever body parts there that's need to be supplied with water, and cramps definitely on this 90-degree day are very possible, and just missed it right before we came back from commercial. He was flat on his back being stretched out by his head coach Josh Printer and second baseman Christian Loera. It's just need a shot of pickle juice or a little squeeze of mustard. There's one clip around there somewhere. It's a football player on an exercise bike. He just has the bottle of mustard and is taking like a little shot of mustard. The sodium, the salts, apparently good for cramps. But again, the temperatures today, it's still at 91 degrees at the ballpark. The winds are still heavily gusting in the 20 to 30 mile per hour range, which we think is a lot more because that flagpole in center field has been getting a workout for the past couple of days here. Well, 7, 8, and 9 coming up for the Plainsmen with no score in the top of the third. Plainsmen did get a leadoff hit on the very first batter of the game. They say no swing at the plate, but the appeal down to first base. Jim Langan says that the batter Braden Boyle went around. Steve told you previously, a family affair for the Boyles. Braden, Brody, and Bo. Triple B. They're all BBs. Nothing in 2 as they fouls that back to the screen. Braden Boyle did not appear in the very first game of this doubleheader. Boyle, an incoming freshman out of Pleasant Grove High School. That one got away and might have gotten a piece of somebody. Specifically, home plate umpire Bill Biven. You heard Jason from the PAA say, timeout. I'm going to guess that means it might have got him in a sensitive area.
He's smiling, so life's good.
Braden Boyle, 4 for 13 coming into the game. He did have a hit. Had 3 hits in that Fremont series. And 1 in each of them. So he's got a hit in each of his 4 games so far. Looking to extend that streak after he mentioned didn't play in the first game of the series. Xander Hardy spikes that fastball to make it 1 ball and 2 strikes. So even though there have been 2 base runners for the Plainsmen so far, and a single and a walk, Sodbusters have erased those, 1 on a pickoff and 1 on a double play. Hardy, the lefty, serves up the ground ball to short. Loera, he's been busy this game, and he makes another play. That is the 4th ball sent his way in just the first 2+ innings, and he's made all 4 of them.
I'm the same way. Every time I see Loera, I think he's at shortstop playing second base today, and the ball has certainly found him. And if you're Josh Printer, you couldn't have drawn it up any better in terms of getting it hit to your best infielder.
Well, my prediction pregame was a little bit off. I was so sure that they were going to hit one right at Josh right away to test him out, but not yet. There's a line drive. That's a base hit into right field on the first pitch from Jake Steffes. So a guy who saw his struggles on Friday gets the hit there for the second hit of the game.
He had a multi-hit game against Fremont, but you mentioned it yesterday, really struggling from a defensive standpoint. Also went 0 for 3, but made a nice play playing third base today for this Plainsman team.
So Steffes on first base. The East Texas Baptist University product. That's a Division III school. Now it's Brady Alexander, the 9th place hitter. Breaking ball gets down and away from the catcher, and Hilton goes back to retrieve it, but not before an easy 90 feet of advancement for Steffes on the wild pitch. Sodbuster pitchers coming into today's doubleheader at a 4.39 combined ERA. Opponents hitting .223 off them in a total of 23 games prior to the first game of the doubleheader. Brady Alexander moved down in the lineup. He went from the 4 spot in game 1 down to the 9 spot. Pitched downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Alexander 1 for 3 on Friday and was 0 for 2 in the first game of this doubleheader. Xander Hardy trying to complete 3 innings here with Sodbusters limited on pitching. Misses outside, 3 balls and no strikes. Hardy's just been kind of a guy that comes in when needed, or if he's Sodbusters are short on pitching, maybe a local guy, they just call up and say, hey, got a few innings in you? The answer is yes. 3-0, catches the outside corner of the plates. According to Bill Biven, 3 balls and 1 strike. Top of the order on deck for the Plainsmen. Nobody yet on the scorebook. Sodbusters got 1 in the first. It was this 3rd inning that gave the Sodbusters trouble. Ground ball up the middle. Look at the play from Loera. The scoop did not get him, just too late. Maybe a quarter second away from a Sports Center top 10 play from Christian Loera. Looked like it wasn't going to be possible, but he made it really close. Alexander reaches on the infield single.
An amazing play for Christian Loera. And again, you were trying to give him a little bit of a break. That's why Printer's playing the shortstop position. And how many chances? What is that? 5 balls hit to the second baseman today. And Loera has been in the middle of everything for this Hastings team. The good news is they have a chance to get out of this with a double play.
It's first and third with 1 out. Runner on the move to second. Runner goes. That is a fair ball. Jarvis grabs it. The run scores. I don't know. I thought that was a foul ball because it looked like Jarvis dove and grabbed it in foul territory. But that is an out. The run scores as Steffes crosses the plate on the RBI groundout. First pitch swinging for Dax Wandler.
An amazing play for Jarvis, who continues to show his glove over at first to at least get the out, because if that gets by him, since it was called a fair ball, it's likely a double and another run scores.
So with 2 outs, it's the Plainsmen striking first, and in back-to-back games, they put up a run in the 3rd inning. There's a fly ball on the first pitch to center field by Ivan Gomez, but there is Jet Hannaford to make the catch in the final out of the inning. The Plainsmen get a couple of hits as they plate the game's first run to lead it 1-0. Sodbusters will look for their first run and still their first hits when we return in the bottom of the 3rd.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here.
I feel better already. The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
The Plainsmen striking first, trying to shock the Hastings Sodbusters and take this 3-game series and win this doubleheader here tonight. This is the rubber match of these 3-game series, as the Hastings Sodbusters will send 8-9-1 up against Owen Kelly, the Midland University guy, and actually did a little bit more digging thanks to the interwebs. Is that what they call it nowadays? The internet?
I don't trust it. I just don't trust it. I suppose it's here to stay.
Owen Kelly actually pitched here at Duncan Field in the spring collegiate season for Midland. He ended up taking the loss against Hastings College that only won 9 games in the spring. He was pummeled for 5 runs on 10 hits in 5 innings. But he has pitched 2 scoreless innings so far as Owen Kelly. Ball 1 is outside. The first batter of the inning, Graham Hilton, who gets the start in the field today after pitching 3 scoreless innings of relief in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Hilton has been slowly figuring it out at the plate, down the left field line and out of play. Hilton, his average this season at .303. This week in 4 games, he's gone 3 for 6. He's been coming on as a defensive replacement a couple times, but talking with general manager and co-owner Scott Galusha, he had a tough start to the season, and Hilton was one of the guys that just needed to figure out a bit. Trying to bunt down the third base line, but it will not stay fair.
Great idea and a good decision there for Jake Steffes to let it roll, and now Hilton going to have to battle. And like I say, when you're struggling offensively as a team, look for any way to get base runners, try to ignite the O.
Again, the Sodbusters have tomorrow off. Then Tuesday through Thursday with Casper. They want to see themselves on top of the Independence League after those final games. Hilton last time in the field on the 19th, 3 days ago, had a hit against Spearfish. Also had a multi-hit game in the game before that. Total of 10 hits for him this summer. Just 1 double and 5 runs driven in. Owen Kelly set to deliver the 1-2. Not close to make it an even count. Plenty of guys in the Sodbuster dugout, but the wear and tear of the summer baseball season appears to be in full swing. Pitch misses outside to make it 3-2. Sodbusters have not had a day off in almost 2 weeks. The count is run full, and Hilton spoils it to stay alive. So this will indeed be the final game of the first half series at home. So players like Ryan Jarvis will bid farewell to Duncan Field for what could be the final time. That pitch misses badly, and it's a walk to Graham Hilton, who's on base as a leadoff walk.
And that's something that I don't think about and probably don't give enough credit. You guys, even the guys who played 40 games in college, a lot of times you play 3 on the weekend, you get 2 days off, you have a midweek game. When you're playing every day for 3 weeks, it is just a little different kind of mentality. Included in that was 1 game at Pier, 3 games at Spearfish, come back, play the next day. There was a doubleheader as part of that too. So, yeah, I don't think I probably give enough credit to how hard it is to do that day after day.
Just no room to break. There's a bunt right back over our heads and out of play by Jet Hannaford. You mentioned at no level besides summer baseball, collegiate baseball, do you play this many games in a row. That's the main goal. A lot of guys are strapped for time. Some guys can only play a handful or a dozen games. So you want to play as much time as possible in this short summer season, which, believe it or not, is just over a month away from concluding. Opening day was a month ago tomorrow on May the 23rd. Now we're here on June 22nd. Runner on the move. The bunt is down. Perfect bunt by Hannaford. The throw to first is in time for the out. Back pick to second. And Graham Hilton's trying to argue that he was obstructed by an infielder trying to go to third. And Jim Langen and Bill Biven are going to get together to discuss the call. The out is recorded at first base. But the rules are the infielders, if you have to give running room to the runner on base. So if Hilton collided with the fielder, that's exactly what happens. They are going to award him third base obstruction on the Plainsmen infield. So it's a free base there on the first out of the inning.
Could be big because you get a runner at third with less than 2 outs. Sodbusters really need to cash that. I like the approach. You've got Hilton, who tried to bunt earlier, drew a walk. Hannaford lays down the sacrifice, and all of a sudden you got a runner at third, and we'll see if Loera can come through and get that runner home from third with less than 2 outs.
Looking at the replay, Hilton did collide with the shortstop Dax Wandler. There's put in the air by Loera, shallow center field. Coming on is Alexander, and it falls for a hit. And here comes the run home. Hilton, they don't even throw it home. That's an RBI bloop single for Christian Loera. Did not hit it hard, but put it in the absolute picture-perfect spot to tie this game at 1.
Really fortunate for the Sodbusters that the center fielder, Brady Alexander, didn't look home because it was kind of a late break from third for Hilton, and Alexander electing not to throw. I think if he brings it in right away, he was more concerned about Loera over at first, and the Sodbusters do get it even, and they're not done yet.
So Loera credited with the RBI single, and here is the player coach, Josh Printer. Check swing did not go. The appeal also did not go. Printer last year, 46 hits for the Hastings Sodbusters in 52 games, which was the second best mark on the team. Called a strike at the top of the zone. So now Printer's looking down to third. Is Corey Caranda giving him signs?
Yeah.
Don't tell me what to do. I know what I need to do, coach.
Does Printer flash the sign? Loera, steal. Yeah, there's so many weird things about this whole situation.
Yep, Corey Caranda is giving signs here.
Yep.
Normally the first base coach, as Jude Greaves, the player, taking over as first base coaching duties. Runner not going, pitch downstairs. It's 3 balls and 1 strike.
Do you give your head coach the take sign? 0, 3, and 1. It's like, take,
No, because how many more times are you going to get an at-bat like
true.
that? Here's a 3-1 pitch right down the middle at the knees for strike 2.
And does Josh Printer trust Josh Printer enough to put the ball in play to send your runner at first here on 3-2?
The payoff, the runner goes, swing and a miss, strike three, throw down to second is not in time. Loera steals the base, but Printer down on strikes for the second time tonight.
Good news is you do get Loera into scoring position, and Ryan Jarvis, pretty good RBI chance here. See if he can take the lead and get a big 2-out hit to help pick your team up.
Can Ryan Jarvis come through? He has seemed to provide in the most valuable of situations for the Hastings Sodbusters, and you've got great speed on the base pass. Any hits could very likely mean a run. Pitches a ball outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Jarvis did not start the first game. In fact, this is his first time playing at home this weekend. Jarvis came on and did get a hit in the 7th inning, but was erased on a double play. Jarvis cracks one to second base, but it is right at Ivan Gomez, who makes the play for the out. The Hastings Sodbusters settle for the 1 run on the RBI bloop single from Christian Loera. We're tied at 1 after 3 innings at Duncan Field.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
3 innings of complete baseball at Duncan Field. Tied up at 1, both teams getting a run in the 3rd inning. The Prospects getting 1 on a couple of hits and an RBI groundout. The Sodbusters getting 1 on an RBI knock, which missed the fact that that was their first hit of the game on that bloop one that barely got out of the infield by Christian Loera. And Xander Hardy back out on the mound for the Sodbusters. Pretty good work so far, a run on 3 hits. And he will tangle with the middle part of the lineup, 3, 4, and 5 for the Plainsmen. The Sodbusters, their offense has been a bit quiet. Almost wonder if they jokingly wasted all their offense on Friday, scoring those 14 runs in 7 innings. And that didn't leave any left for this game tonight. The Plainsmen, after today, they will get a day off tomorrow. They'll go to Pierre, South Dakota for a 3-game set against Oahe in the middle part of the week. Xander Hardy facing Brian O'Connell. Oh, goodness. Did that get Biven again?
Ooh.
That one looked like it went right through the wickets of Graham Hilton behind the dish, and that's not going to do you any favors as a catcher. So he just leaned over, and what do you say as a catcher there? Hey.
Sorry.
I know that was the second time, but
sorry.
It won't happen again, I swear. Brian O'Connell, also the catcher at the plate, so probably feels the pain right there. 1 ball and 1 strike after the swing and a miss. O'Connell did appear in Friday night's game. Pitches downstairs, 2 balls and 1 strike. It was tough for him. Completed the golden sombrero in strikeouts. He was 0 for 4 and could not put the ball in play, striking out every time. In his first at-bat, he did put the ball in play and flew out to center. Backdoor breaking ball, misses outside. It's 3 balls and 1 strike from Xander Hardy. Pitch count for Xander now 36 pitches in 3+ innings. Strike 2 on the wave and the miss. Went with something soft outside. And now the count runs full. Payoff pitch, not close for ball 4. So walk for Xander Hardy, his second. Second time that he's walked a batter to lead off a frame this evening.
And O'Connell, you mentioned that he was part of an inauspicious 4, 5, and 6 part of the lineup that went a combined 0 for 10 with 9 strikeouts against Sodbuster pitching yesterday.
16 strikeouts in the game for Sodbuster pitchers. Correction, 13 strikeouts for Sodbuster pitchers. In last night's contest, earlier today, it wasn't really the same story. Only 4 strikeouts in those 7 innings. Asher Friedman at the dish with the 1-0 count. Well outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Bullpen still quiet. Sodbusters are utilizing their pitching to their favor. They're limiting pitch counts, and fortunate enough, they only had to go with 2 arms in the previous contest this evening. Here's the 2-0 to Friedman, who walked in the second. He hits a towering fly ball to deep left field. It's over the head of Jackson Crane and will get all the way to the wall. O'Connell being waved around third base, and the relay coming in will be cut off. A wall ball, 2 RBI double from Asher Friedman. And the Plainsmen have scored in back-to-back innings. That one had a loud sound on it.
Don't want to hit it to right, but you hit it to left. The ball is blowing from right to left, and no chance for Jackson Crane to get back on that one. You wanted a 0 on the board, and now you're battling from behind again here, heading toward the bottom of the 4th.
Asher Friedman picking up the hit on Friday. Also picking up another hit now tonight, because he did not have a hit in game 1 of the series. So that puts the Plainsmen back in front on their 4th hit. They had 2 doubles last night. Bunt being shown, pitch way outside. Hardy missing badly arm side to these right-handed hitters this inning. And now the bullpen starts to stir. Brody Boyle, the batter. Pitch, he bunts at it, and foul ball.
Did that get Mr. Biven again?
By the droop in the head, I'm going to say yes.
Shoot, 3 times. Oh, man, he may not come back. Bill Biven.
I just take a seat for about 30 seconds and just breathe it out here.
It's like, cut it out.
But that one just a freak accident. That was a foul ball, not like Hilton missed it or anything.
I think he got it off the right foot the way he is flexing that right leg.
So with the 1-1 count, see if Boyle's still bunting. He sure looks like it. Set a pickoff throw to second. Close play, but not in time. Boyle 0 for 1 today. Grounded into the 4 unassisted 3 double play back in the second. Flagpole continues to get beat up on in center field. You can just see the players' jerseys whipping back and forth on their bodies. Another pickoff move, but no throw. Plainsmen getting the run home on the RBI double from Asher Friedman. The catcher O'Connell scoring all the way from first. Sodbusters find themselves down, and again in this series. Downstairs, 2-1. Hastings took the lead with a run in the first game of the doubleheader, and then 5-run inning for the Plainsmen in the third. No such 5-run inning yet. The Plainsmen have the lead in an arguably must-win game right here. The 2-1. That's served into center field. Will it hang up? A sliding attempt and a catch made by Jet Hannaford. That one, an in-between play right there. Hannaford decided at the last second he could go for it, and he's rewarded with a sensational catch.
Really big out for the Sodbuster squad as they try to keep this deficit at 1 with action in the pen. Nate Fisher is getting hot for the Sodbusters.
Now it's up to Amari Hackett for the Plainsmen. He grounded to second. He'll take ball one up high. This Plainsmen team came into today hitting .205 as a combined unit in their first 4 games. He only had 4 hits in game 1, but they've already reached 4 hits here with that double in this inning. The lefty delivers downstairs. Good stop by Hilton to keep it in front. 2 balls and no strikes. Meanwhile, the Sodbusters just with their 1 hit, which was a bloop single last inning. Shadows are almost completely covering the infield now. Pitch at the knees, but a bit below them. It's 3 balls and no strikes as Hardy is struggling to locate the strike zone. Can the lefty find his way out of this 4th inning to save the bullpen? Swinging 3-0, chopper to cross, and it's off of his hand in fair territory. I think Cross should have let that one go. That looked like it was twisting foul, chopping on the ground, but instead it's a base runner for the Plainsmen.
Now, huge chance. 1st and 3rd, only 1 man out. We are going to see a visit to the mound from Corey Caranda, and Josh Printer is going to come over and talk with Hardy. The only 3 strikes this inning, I think, were balls put in play. 3-0 to 3-0 walk, 2-0 double, 1-0 line out, and then Hackett putting that ball in play. And the Sodbusters now in danger of falling further behind. It's already 2-1, and it's getting late. 7-inning contest. Can't really afford to get too far behind the way the offense has been today.
So that is ruled an infield single, so the 5th hit of the game for the Plainsmen. Their 2nd hit of the inning puts runners at 1st and 3rd with only 1 out. So Mari Hackett, after his 3-for-3 night on Friday, didn't get a hit in game 1, but has another one here. He's got to be getting close to decision time. I think the slow walk out to the mound for Coach Caranda to buy his reliever a bit of extra time to warm up. Got to figure if Hardy can't retire this guy or maybe the next, his leash probably very short. Braden Boyle, brothers of Brody and Bo, will get the at-bats here. Braden grounded to seconds. Sodbusters would take another one of those, potentially turn an inning-ending double play. Hardy comes set. See if Hackett is on the move. Time called by the batter, Boyle. Plainsmen, a team that haven't stolen much in their first 4 games. Now 5. Lefty's first pitch at the knees for strike 1 on the breaking ball. 2 runs, 5 hits for the Plainsmen, 1 run, 1 hit for the Busters. There goes the runner from first, but it's fouled off, and the runner will have to go back with an 0-2 count. Mari Hackett's tried to steal the base, but nothing doing for him in that time right there. Plainsmen only stealers of 3 bases in their first 5 games. 0-2 pitch. Runner not going this time. And a swing and a foul tip into the glove. A big strikeout for Xander Hardy. His first of the night as Boyle is down on strikes.
An important time for that first strikeout, and you have a chance to survive this with only the 1 run allowed, but this inning not over. Steffes had a hit his last time up.
Here's Jake Steffes. He singled in the 3rd. Runner still at the corners. A check swing and a foul ball. Got the piece, it looks like got a piece of the bat and then bounced off of the body of Steffes. Had the single in the first, did not play in game 1 of the doubleheader. Trying to add on here, already 1 run home in the inning, but needs a base hit to do so. Long set for Hardy. Runner on the move to second. Ground ball off the glove of the pitcher. Loera takes it at second base. The long throw to first is not in time and sliding into third safely. And Loera is down at the shortstop position. He cut in front of Josh Printer at shortstop for whatever reason. I'm not sure if there was a collision or what, but Loera, he is hurting on the field.
Huh.
Oh, no, and he's kind of hitting the turf. It's not good right now.
Well, he had a really awkward throw, and you mentioned it. He's so used to playing shortstop that he tries to range for everything, and the ball was basically hit right at the shortstop. Loera was all the way on the right side, and Loera now still down on all fours. What a wacky, wild play. Another run has scored on the Steffes soft grounder, and it was off the glove of Hardy. One of the game of inches thing. If Hardy can field it cleanly, Loera never has to go for it like he did, and he really didn't have to go for it anyway because you had Josh Printer right there. Loera up and apparently okay at this point.
He did take a hard spill. He did not get collided with. Just the way that he stepped, bang, then he might have just hit his head on the back of the turf, or because he looks like he's walking just fine. So I don't think he twisted a leg or an ankle or anything. That is an RBI infield single for Jake Steffes. The third hit of the inning and the third run of the game for the Plainsmen. Runner coming home, and it's not in time on the ground ball to first base. Now going to third. The runner will be tagged out that time. So the ground ball, that plays in the favor of the Plainsmen as they get another run home. Hackett comes across to score. Tried to cut down the runner instead of getting the out at first base. Tell you more about the play when we return for the bottom of the third.
At Hastings College, we celebrate all the ways you shine. From more than 20 athletic teams to band, choir, theater, and art, plus esports, creative writing, speech, and media. Join in to earn a scholarship and find your people, the friends you'll hang out and have fun with. It's what makes Hastings great. So check out Hastings College, where your experience matters, in the classroom and in the activities you love to do. Visit us at hastings.edu.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
So the Plainsmen end up scoring 3 runs on 3 hits and nobody left on base. Both Steve and I were writing in our scorebooks in that last play. It was a pickoff throw to first, and it was an error. Hardy threw over to Jarvis. Jarvis threw home. The runner came in safely. And then it was the runner being tagged out at third, trying to go from first to third, Jake Steffes. So Hackett scored on the play. 3 runs home for the Plainsmen. And now the Sodbusters once again find themselves behind multiple runs this evening. Jackson Crane sprays it into center. And it is, oh goodness, almost over the head, but caught by the center fielder, Brady Alexander. That was one where he thought it was coming a lot softer than it was, especially with the wind. But nonetheless, the out is made.
That's baseball, isn't it? Every kind of those type of plays have been made by the Plainsmen today, and they are on the verge of a doubleheader sweep. Their first in their 2 years of travel existence.
Yeah, they've already matched their season win total from last year. A win here tonight would put them over that. Lucasi, a 1-ball, no strike count. Just nothing going right for the Sodbusters tonight. The offense has been stagnant. This is a guy who could definitely put a charge into this game if he can put some good wood on something. Kasi No official at bat. He walked in the first, but was stranded at second. Right side of the infield, playing Cossey to pull. And he'll watch strike 2 at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cossey in game 1 of the doubleheader did not have a hit, but did drive in a run on a ground out. He'll send this on the ground to short. Dax Wadler throws over to first, and Boyle able to hold the bag. 2 up and 2 down in the inning for the Plainsmen.
Wadler kind of settling that shortstop position down. He's played pretty well on the doubleheader, and a nice job for Boyle to bail him out a little bit. Wasn't a perfect throw, but Boyle athletic enough to make that catch.
Now it's a chance for Brock Cross with the bases empty and 2 outs. Cross was struck out looking back in the second. They'll watch strike 1 go by. 4 strikeouts and a couple of walks for Owen Kelly so far. Again, he was the Midland starter that saw the most innings for the Warriors in the spring. Pitched low and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. Hastings Sodbusters, they've come back from multiple runs down at home multiple times this season. Strike called right down the chute, 1 and 2. During that 9-game win streak to open the homestand to start the season, Sodbusters found themselves down in at least 3 of those games and came back to win all of them. Missing on the fastball, 2 and 2. Kelly at 59 pitches. And unlike the Sodbusters, who have pitch count concerns, pitch count's probably not a super big concern for the Plainsmen, who have tomorrow off. 2-2, cut on and miss, strike 3. Cross can't connect with the breaking ball. 3 up and 3 down go the Sodbusters. Owen Kelly is now set down 5 in a row. Well, we're over halfway gone now in this game. We head to the 5th. Plainsmen up 4-1.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
4 innings of complete baseball in the books as we head to the top of the 5th. Xander Hardy's still out there for the Hastings Sodbusters. He will try to complete a 5th inning of work after he got knocked around for 3 hits on 3 runs in the 4th. And coming up for the Plainsmen, it'll be 9-1 and 2 due up, but the Sodbusters find themselves down 3 runs. A must-win game. If they lose this one tonight, they will fall back into a tie for first place with Spearfish. And again, the rest of the season, the Sodbusters only have 3 games, when Spearfish will have 4 games. So that makes it extra tough because Spearfish has an extra chance to win in the same span that the Sodbusters do. And Spearfish, they're playing the Prospects, who have 4 wins so far this season. And the Sodbusters, they have to go play the reigning Independence League champions. So, what I'm trying to say is you got to find a way to come back in this one and win it. Brady Alexander, the first to step in for the Plainsmen. He singled back in the 3rd, one of 6 Plainsmen hits. Breaking ball low and away. We did see Sodbuster bullpen action in the middle of last season. However, it is empty now. With the limited amount of guys, nobody's sitting on the bullpen benches as well. It's everybody in the third base dugout. High pop-up into right. Cossey drifting back. Looking over his shoulder. and he makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, you lose this game, you lose the ability to control your own destiny. Basically, you're going to have help. And plus, like you mentioned, the fact you're going to have to go win 3 at Casper to give yourself a realistic chance.
Let's just hope that the Spuds are reeling from their loss to Oahe.
Plus, they play tomorrow.
They do. Casper and Oahe tomorrow. There's a ground ball to second by Dax Wandler. Christian Loera, who's still out there, and he makes the play for out number 2. And he took a hard spill on a play that he probably shouldn't have been making in the first place last inning. But he is no worse for wear and makes the play.
And that may be that last play in that last inning may be the epitome of this doubleheader. Guys just trying to play outside themselves, trying to do too much. You just got to play within yourself and do what you did to get you this record coming into today.
Now here's Ivan Gomez. He almost gets brushed by that pitch, but gets out of the way. He had the big 2 RBI double in the 3rd inning of last game in this doubleheader that really set the tone for the Plainsmen. That time he does get hit by that pitch. First batter that Hardy has plunked tonight, and it comes with 2 outs in the 5th. And this is just 7th inning contest, so you cannot afford any more runs on the board for the other team.
Hardy been able to battle through situations. He faced the minimum in the 1st and 2nd, but has allowed base runners in every inning so far.
Been high traffic on the bases for the Plainsmen, and just with every base runner they get on, it leans more trending in the direction that they are figuring out what Hardy's throwing, which doesn't appear to be anything more than a fastball and a breaking ball, which is either a curveball or a slider. Hardy just with 1 strikeout tonight as well. They've got the runner picked off at first. Jarvis tosses to second, the tag by Josh Printer, and they got him. Ivan Gomez was guessing wrong there, so it ends up being another, well, technically minimum inning. Sodbusters only faced 3 batters, even though they had a base runner on, and we go to the bottom of the 5th. It is 5th inning stretch time here at Duncan Field when we return.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here.
I feel better already. The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Time for the Sodbusters to make some magic happen here. This bottom of the 5th inning, 1 run on 1 hit so far in this game, but give credit to Owen Kelly for the Plainsmen. He has quieted the Sodbusters so far, who have had very limited amount of base runners. In fact, only 3 guys have reached tonight, 2 walks and a single in 4 innings.
And do you remember the single? Remember that rocket shot?
That one was anything but a rocket shot.
Just barely reached the grass over the shortstop's head, but by golly, it was a hit, and you're still in the ball game. 3 more chances to win this baby. Here we go. Let's start it off.
Bottom of the 5th inning. Reminder, just a 7-inning game. Sodbusters running out of chances to come back in this one. 7, 8, and 9 coming up. Starting off with Tyler Welsh. First pitch is a breaking ball well upstairs. Well, the throw gets away from the pitcher. All the Plainsmen are flustered a little bit.
Yep.
There it is. There's the start of the spark. I'm grasping at straws here.
Whatever
if
works.
You couldn't tell. Tyler Welsh today flew out to center. Got his first hit of the season last night, which was a run-scoring double, but chases the pitch out of the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Do we go back to the Pirate talk? That worked for like 1 batter.
I think we gotta go something different. What else? What other kind of talk can we come up
I don't know.
with? Ball 2 downstairs. Tyler Welsh finishing up his 3rd season as a Hastings Sodbuster. Last year he hit .284 with 6 doubles and 21 runs driven in for Hastings. But coming into today's game, just 1 for 21. Fouled back to the screen, down to his last strike. Also didn't have too bad of a season for Hastings College in the spring. He hit .260 and had 11 doubles, couple of homers, 16 runs driven in. Just hasn't found the success this summer. 2-2 pitch off the fists and rolling foul. And it'll remain at 2-2. Shadows have now fully encompassed the infield. There is kind of still a little bit of a bright spot on the shortstop and the second baseman, otherwise infield covered. Line shot right at the third baseman. Welsh hit it on the screws, but the Plainsmen have a man there.
Been one of those days. Been one of those days. Got to keep thinking happy thoughts. Like Bob Ross, we saw him on YouTube between games, and so you just gotta. It's your own baseball world, all right? Just find a way, little hit here, huh?
Are there such thing as happy little losses, though?
No, we're not thinking about that. We're thinking about getting a one-out rally here from Graham Hilton. We'll see what Graham can get done.
More on Bob Ross after the first pitch from Graham Hilton. Just swung on and miss on the back foot pitch there. I have the stream pulled up on my computer just to make sure that we stay on the air. And in between games, I came back and a 1 hour Bob Ross special was playing. So it must have, after the live stream ended out, so the YouTube decided the best way to cope after the loss was to put on some Bob Ross.
I like it. Yeah, that's it. Is there a more positive human being? Was there a more positive human being than Bob Ross?
It's hard to come up with them. Well, Graham Hilton not too positive about that strike call right there from Bill Biven, who he's down in the count 0-2. Hilton walked and scored the game's only run. Good. Oh. You've got to be kidding me. Is that a foul ball or is that in play? There, Hilton's going down to first. Perhaps that was a wild pitch, but no, that one either got a leg or I think it might have gotten a leg or somewhere, because
the thigh right now, the way.
But this one's not funny. There's no smile on Bill Biven's face this time. That is the 4th time today he's been hit in some capacity by some pitch.
So apparently
so it's either a strikeout and reaching at first base because they never went there, or it's either a foul ball. Because Hilton swung. Did he either tip it or did he miss? Because if he missed, catcher never applied a tag or threw it down to first base. And you want to check on the health of the umpire, but you can't just stop the play. You got to complete the play.
And heads-up play for Graham Hilton. It might sound cold, but he swung and missed and went to first base. That's what he needed to do. And Bill Biven apparently up and okay. But the most important thing out of that, other than Bill Biven's health, is the fact that Sodbusters have a runner at first and 1 out.
So it's a strikeout wild pitch, allowing Hilton to reach. It'll be the 9th place hitter, Jet Hannaford. Like you mentioned, you don't want to add insult to injury. That's just the name of the game of baseball. Pitch is just outside to Hannaford. He grounded to third in the 3rd inning. That was part of that bunt. He was trying to bunt and then where he got to second. Showing bunt again. It's called a strike on the outside corner. But man, if I'm Bill Biven, the home plate umpire, anything in the dirt, I'm running.
Oh, jeez.
And just hopefully that they don't swing at it or it somehow doesn't come into the strike zone. Top of the order waiting on deck. Pitch is outside. The runner goes. Throw down to second is off target. And who would have thought the speedy Graham Hilton would steal the base there? We did. Because he's in there at second base for Hilton. Just his 2nd stolen base of the year.
In 3 attempts, and now in scoring position, and a pretty nice little flip there for O'Connell to even get it down.
Hannaford drive him home. The runs are coming at a premium here. Chases a fastball upstairs. Boy, I feel like we've said chasing a ball outside of the zone too many times tonight. Sodbusters not playing traditional Buster baseball.
The approach has not been good top to bottom for the Hastings Sodbusters at the plate today.
2-2. Kelly looking to get the strikeout here, but he hits him. And there goes Hannaford.
Yeah, when he walks, when he gets hit by a pitch, he wins the race down the line.
It's looking a bit like, oh goodness, there's a player for the Mets that does something like that every time. A walker hit by a pitch is just a sprint down to first base. I want to say Michael Conforto.
And you're going to see Bo Boyle come out because Hannaford didn't give much of an effort to get out of the way. And it looked like that Bill Biven already had gone out and talked to the field umpire, Jim Lange, to get his opinion on it. But I think that's probably what Coach Boyle was asking about here, and it certainly didn't look like there was much of an effort to get out of the way. At this point in the game, the Sodbusters will take it, and all of a sudden, first and second, one out. How are you going to get back into it? Strikeout, wild pitch, walk, and all of a sudden the tying runs on with at the plate with one out.
Totally understand the ask there because totally agree. It has to be blatantly obvious that a guy leaned into a pitch or made no effort to get out of the way for the umpires to call that. I think just enough of an attempt was made by Hannaford on that pitch. Loera takes a strike, and after having some troubles in the field, Christian Loera, who took a hard spill a couple of innings ago, still at bat for his second go-around. Loera into right center field. Coming on is the right fielder Hackett. He makes the catch, and the runners will not be able to advance.
Big second out there, and Josh Printer, what a weird dynamic now. This is the biggest at bat of the game. 2 outs, bottom of the fifth, down by 3, trying to keep the inning going, and Josh Printer calling on Josh Printer to try to keep this inning going.
Well, they say coaches can only influence so much on the game, but a coach can put a real influence on this game right here by keeping the line moving with any sort of hits. You got one of your best hitters, Ryan Jarvis, on deck. First pitch to Josh outside. Again, he is the player coach today due to limited availability. The fatigue hitting the Sodbusters hard. They had to play almost their whole roster last game because they started with 9, then they ended up subbing out 4 or 5 guys at some point in the game too. Pitch is inside to make it 2-2. Printer has struck out swinging twice against Kelly. Got Hilton at second, Hannaford at first with 2 outs. Right there for strike 1. Sun is setting, the temperatures are still hot, and the wind is still a-blowing. The 2-1, fouled back to this over our heads. The Sodbusters down to their last strike. Only a couple more innings after this. Got to get one here. You'd love to have one, maybe a couple more. Deuce is wild, and the runners are on the move. Printer fights it off, but fouls it off. So the runners will have to go back to first and second. Just got a piece of that one.
And someone perhaps missed a sign. It looked like Hilton was off, Hannaford was not, which is kind of surprising. With Hannaford, you'd think if there was any kind of chance to go, he would be with that speedster. And trying to get a double steal, we've seen that work before. Put runners in motion and see what happens.
Still a 2-2 count, the pitch. Outside for ball 3, and really close to be taking that pitch right there. So Printer will see another pitch. This time the runners will be off on the 3-2 counts. The time called first. Can Printer find a gap and help his team out? The payoff. You've got to be that off the mask of Bill Biven.
And he is going to take a couple of knees here. That poor guy. It has just been an awful day for a home plate umpire. I think that is 5 times that he has taken a ball off of some part of his body. This time pretty much square off the face mask maybe, or did it miss the mask and get him below?
I think that got him straight in the mask. And that buzzes your tower, rings your bell pretty good right there, especially with just that little piece of metal mask. We've got some hydration being brought out to the home plate umpire, but never in my life have I seen a singular person get beat up this much in one game on a baseball field.
You know, it's an odd game in so many ways. Number one, your head coach is the starting shortstop. And why is Josh Printer in the lineup? You take a look at the lineup card. Got Chase Miller, potential second baseman, but he's battling an arm situation. I don't see Drew Vega. I don't see Chase Phillips. So all of your middle infielders are not on the lineup card for whatever reason. So you're wondering why Josh Printer is in there? That's why. And so he has to kind of insert himself. He wanted Loer to have a day off at the shortstop position. Loer has seemingly got every ball hit to him at second base today. So it has been an unusual game in a lot of different ways.
Here we go again with the 3-2 count. Runners are off. It's ball 4. Excellent eye by Josh Printer, and it will be bases loaded for Ryan Jarvis.
And an inning when the ball has not been put in play to get any of these runners on. Wouldn't it be fitting if Jarvis could find a way to get a gap and get this game tied up here in the bottom half of the 5th? This is a critically important game for the Sodbusters. Try to find any way you can. Well, the table is set now for a guy that you like to have at the plate.
First batter of the inning reached on a strikeout wild pitch, then a hit by pitch, and a walk. Just like Steve said, nobody has put the ball in play. Ryan Jarvis has put the ball in place twice, but he's grounded out twice. The pitch, outside ball 1.
And if you're Jarv, don't try to do too much. I mean, walk, hit batsman, find a way on, move the line.
He's been pulling the ball to the right side of the infield quite a bit, especially in this game. See where he can put it. Right at the second baseman on a short hop. He'll have to throw over to first, and the Plainsmen get out of it. Bases loaded and bases clean. Owen Kelly works his magic. Ryan Jarvis hit it pretty hard and nothing to show for it. And man, oh man, the Plainsmen are going to take a 4-1 lead going into the 6th inning at Duncan Field. Back in a moment with the final 2.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back, or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
5 innings in the books. The Sodbuster offense for the 2nd straight game, struggling mightily. 1 run and 1 hit through 5 innings of play against a team that just began their season earlier this week. Steve Stein, take it away for inning number 6.
Well, trying to put another 0 on the board. It's Xander Hardy who has kept his team in it. If you say, okay, you get through 5 innings, he allows 4 runs, only 3 of them earned on 6 hits. You'd probably take that out of Xander Hardy. You're thinking you're probably going to be able to get some offense going, and an amazing just 1 hit accumulated by this Hastings offense today after the team put up double-digit hits yesterday. Sodbusters limited to 4 hits in 7 innings the first game, and the Plainsmen trying to get a doubleheader sweep if they can find a way to get 6 more outs, and they want more runs now with Brian O'Connell coming to the plate, right-handed hitter. He was at the plate when Ivan Gomez was picked off first, and that's another thing. Hardy's been able to get a couple of guys out on the bases, He is yet to retire the side in order, but he has faced the minimum 3 times. Unusual situation where he's been able to get a couple of base runners out and then an amazing double play turned back in the second inning. And a 1-0 pitch is swung on, 1 ball, 1 strike on Brian O'Connell. He was the starting catcher in the first game of the series yesterday. Had the first game of today's doubleheader off, and he is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. The 3-run fourth, the difference in this one. Pitch a little bit low, 2 balls and 1 strike, so says home plate umpire Bill Biven, and I will agree with anything he says today because that guy has just taken an absolute beating by the batted ball and the balls that have not been blocked by the catchers today, and 5 times, and at least 3 of those, Biven's gone down. So it's been a wickedly tough day for home plate umpire Bill Biven. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count now, and Xander Hardy trying to retire the leadoff man here. Bouncing ball to the left side, cross. Third baseman's got it, backhand, long throw, high throw, safe. It's been a struggle at third base overall today. In first game of the doubleheader and now here in the second game, 2 different guys have played that position. This will be a throwing error, and O'Connell aboard with Asher Friedman coming to the plate. The second error for the Hastings Sodbusters. They have more errors than hits in this game.
Yeah, Cross got too tall on that, didn't finish down on the throw. Saw that right out of the hand, thought that was going to be over his head and down the line. Fortunately, it's just that, but you never want to have a leadoff error.
And here we go, another opportunity for the Plainsmen. Who has put the pressure on? The Plainsmen have put the pressure on during the course of this game. They've been the aggressive team. They've had more opportunities. They've pitched it well. And quite frankly, the way this game's going, they deserve a doubleheader sweep. Won the first game by a score of 5-1, lead the second game 4-1. The pitch swung on and missed as Asher Friedman up there. He had an RBI double his last time up. Came around to score a run. He's also walked. The Sodbusters are in danger of giving up controlling their own destiny in this first half of the Independence League battle. Pitch right across for strike, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Coming into today, you're thinking you win 2 and maybe you have a chance to drop a game or 2 in Casper. You lose 2 today. Even if you win 3 in Casper, that still may not be enough to capture the first half. Bouncing ball foul, and it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Spearfish playing 4 games after today. The Sodbusters will have only 3 remaining, and a loss in this one, and the Sodbusters would fall into a first place tie. 1 ball and 2 strikes, runner at first, nobody out. Plainsmen looking for insurance, leading at 4-1, and the pitch is in the turf and blocked. The ball did not hit Bill Biven. Hallelujah. Good job for Graham Hilton to keep that one in front. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sodbusters struggling defensively the last couple of days. During this series as a whole, 3 errors in the first game, 2 errors in this game. A couple of errors yesterday. 2-2 pitch and a bouncing ball foul. May have gone off the foot of Asher Friedman, who went 0 for 2 in the first game today. Friedman played yesterday as well. 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. What a difference a day makes, though. 14-4, the Sodbusters winning in run rule fashion yesterday. The Plainsmen winning the first game today and leading the second game, with the Sodbusters only having 3 outs with which to work. Runner goes. 2-2 pitch. Taken for a ball. Throw down to second base. Not going to be in time. Good aggressive play there as Brian O'Connell, the catcher, showing wheels. And the count will go to 3 balls and 2 strikes on Friedman.
Good thing that Hardy ducked down as much as he did. That throw from Hilton, if he is standing straight up, might have hit him because it was right over his head. Probably heard it whistling right over his head.
So runner in scoring position, nobody out, and 3-2 the count here. No action in the Sodbuster bullpen. Here's the pitch. Fouled away. From a pitch count standpoint, Xander Hardy up near 75 pitches in this one. And I know you want to keep your pitching in line for the Casper Series, but if you lose these games today, the Casper Series may not mean a whole lot. At least you're not going to be controlling your own destiny unless you win this one. A 3-2 pitch on the way. Misses for ball 4. An error and a walk to open the 6th. We saw the Sodbusters get 3 on without the benefit of a hit and could not score in the 5th. Well, now the Plainsmen will have a big chance here, and there will be a visit with the infield right here. It's not officially a mound visit. That's one nice thing about having your head coach out there. He just brings the infield in and say, let's talk things over here. You also visit with your left-hander to see how much is left. And Xander Hardy hadn't pitched all year. You wonder how much gas is left in the tank.
Yeah, looking at his spring stats for Hastings College, the most amount of innings he threw, did end up throwing 5 innings against Doane. Towards the end of the season, had an outing of 4 1/3 and 3 2/3. So not completely unfamiliar territory for him, but primarily used as a reliever. But he is eating up the innings. But great point, Steve. They may not matter depending on if you can't get the win here, then you save all of your good arms for games that don't mean anything.
Well, here comes Brody Boyle. Can handle the bat pretty well. He is already squaring to bunt. Sodbusters don't know if they buy it. They're really not cheating in. Now they come in a little bit, and taking ball 1 will be Boyle. Brody Boyle, 1 for 3 with a run scored in the first game, and he was a guy that kind of ignited the big 5-run inning, which took place in the 3rd inning of the first contest. Sodbusters had a 1-0 lead after 1 inning in the first game. Plainsmen scored 5 in the 3rd, and they've really owned the momentum in this doubleheader since then. A 1-0 delivery on the way, and this one is taken outside. You were hoping you could flush that first game and start anew, but if there's ever a sense of carryover, this has felt like it. As the Plainsmen scored first here in this game, scored 1 in the 3rd. Sodbusters got a little blooper to get it tied in the 3rd, but then immediately giving up 3 in the 4th, and have just not had it today. Now 3-0 the count on Brody Boyle. Boyle trying to give himself up, but now it's 3-0. He's taking 1, maybe 2 pitches here. And there is no action in the Sodbuster bullpen at this point. That means any change that would come from the field. Do you bring in Brock Cross? Is that a possibility? 3-1. The count now on Brody Boyle. Now is he back to bunting here? Wheels they are turning. Boyle has already squared. Pitch is bunted at but missed. So now 3-2. Be huge for Hardy to come back and retire Boyle here without the runners advancing. O'Connell reached on the air. Friedman walked. 3-2, nobody out. Hardy brings it home. Swing and a miss. No, did he get a piece of it? Yeah, no, he did not. Into the glove of Hilton. And a huge strikeout for Xander Hardy. How about that?
Huge is an understatement, I think, right there, because A, I think that pitch might have was out of the zone. B, to come back from 3-0 to get him swinging, and I thought the same thing. He might have gotten a piece of it too. Can't put into words how big that is right there. Now you're a ground ball potentially away from getting out of this.
Hackett is bunting. He tries to push it to the right side. He's bunting for a hit. He's got great speed. We've already seen that. He had an infield single and a run scored, and he had great base running last time. When the Sodbusters tried for a pickoff to first, he took off for home, and the Sodbusters couldn't get it home before he got there. That was the big insurance run. That was the 3rd run of that 3-run 4th that really put a downer on the Sodbuster inning. 0-1 delivery. And the pitch is missing for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Looked good in the field, too, as he gunned down Jet Hannaford trying to advance from first to second after Hannaford had a single back in game number 1 of that 5-1 victory when Hastings was trying to rally. Hardy brings home the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. He's jumped on top. Trying to battle through a first and second no-out situation and keep it a 3-run deficit. Sodbusters will have their 4, 5, and 6 coming up in the bottom half of the 6th. 7-inning contest. Hastings in danger of being swept by the Plainsmen, the travel-only team which has had limited success in its 2 years. Pitch inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. But mentioned it early, all these guys are college players or future college players. They are here to compete and to battle and to get better as well, and you can't discount the efforts that they have put forward here today in getting 1 and maybe 2 wins. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And no chance for advancement right there. Did not get that one in the dirt, so 2 outs.
So Xander Hardy, after only striking out one batter through 5 innings, he's got 2 here this inning, back-to-back batters. Whatever he changed in his delivery or whatever it may have been, keep it up. Need one more right here.
And not going to be an easy one. Braden Boyle, 0 for 2 in the contest. Braden Boyle, as Ryan mentioned earlier, has a hit in every game he has played so far for this Plainsmen team. Looking for that first hit in this game. The pitch. Takes outside for ball 1. He didn't play in the opening game of the doubleheader, but Boyle has been a pest. Everybody he's played against, 4 out of 13 coming into today. No more than 1 hit, but no less than 1 hit in every game. The 3 games against Fremont, and the first game of this series. The pitch misses here. 2 balls and no strikes on Braden Boyle. Boyle just out of high school. He'll be headed off to college. Still making his plans known, as the see a lot of guys in this summer league still deciding, and we're getting late June. 2 balls and no strikes. Off speed, fouled away. Took something off of that one. And Boyle couldn't get a good piece of it. 2-1 the count now. Runners at first and second, 2 men out. A 4-1 lead for the Plainsmen, trying for their second win in 6 games after they went 1-16 all of last season. This year playing 18 games in 20 days. They'll have an off day now with this doubleheader before going to Oahe. Another off day before going to Spearfish. Get an off day before a Casper series. Then they'll have to come home, or come back to Hastings rather, with no off day. Play the 4th of July weekend, the 5th, 6th, and 7th, as the pitch across for strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Hardy on the verge of getting out of this with no damage done when it looked bleak. First and second, nobody out, 3-0 on Brody Boyle. Comes all the way back, and now he's trying to get Braden Boyle to end the inning. 2-2 pitch. Hard hit ball, but foul. And it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. A little inelegant left effort for the first base coach, Hilton Merriman, who tried to throw his helmet at it to stop it. Even Jason Frew, announcer, saying, got to lay out for that. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top half of the 6th inning, important at batter. Now they'll throw back to second, and nearly thrown away. Josh Printer saved his pitcher an error right there. That was headed towards center field. A good throw they may get, Brian O'Connell. Still 2-2 on Braden Boyle. And Hardy brings it home. Swing and a miss. Hilton picks it up, going to have to throw to first, and Xander Hardy comes back and strikes out the side when it looked like he was on the verge of maybe being taken out of the game. Hardy, maybe that can give the offense a little momentum. We head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. It's still the Plainsmen 4-1, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
At Hastings College, we celebrate all the ways you shine. From more than 20 athletic teams to band, choir, theater, and art, plus esports, creative writing, speech, and media. Join in to earn a scholarship and find your people, the friends you'll hang out and have fun with. It's what makes Hastings great. So check out Hastings College, where your experience matters, in the classroom and in the activities you love to do. Visit us at hastings.edu.
CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Steve Stein, Ryan Valenta back for the bottom half of the 6th inning. Mercifully, a new pitcher. Maybe that will change the mojo of this end. We'll see a right-hander, a side-armer, Derek Lambert, a right-hander out of Midland University. Another one of these Warriors to back up Owen Kelly, as Lambert out of Arvada West high school in Colorado, biology major, criminal justice and coaching minor. Guy who made one appearance back on Thursday, 1 inning pitched, allowing 4 runs on 2 hits and walking 2. So did not have a real good first outing here in Independence League Baseball. In the spring, had 1 save and a 7.71 ERA in 9 innings pitched. So here's a guy maybe you can get to, down by just 3. As Crane, Cossey, and Cross trying to come through, and the Sodbusters trying to rally late. Just 1 hit against Owen Kelly today. And tip of the hat to that young man as he kept the Sodbuster offense totally at bay today.
I feel like this has been the time during the season where the Sodbusters they've struggled against a starter, but once they get a reliever in, they can able to see a different arm. And for whatever reason, it just sparks the bats here. Perfect guy to lead off the inning in Jackson Crane.
Jackson right-handed batter against Lambert. And sometimes you say those sidearmers struggle with maybe hit batsmen to right-handed batters. And that one tailed inside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Jackson Crane. 1 hit in the game, that in the column of Christian Loera, and that was the bloopest of bloop hits. As the pitch taken on the outside corner for strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. Loera had the RBI single to bring home the run back in the 3rd. Graham Hilton scored the run, and that has been it for the Sodbuster offense. Just 2 runs on the day in the doubleheader. Bouncing ball to the right side, that's probably not the place to hit it because that guy's been pretty good. Ivan Gomez solidifying the middle infield. Between him and Dax Wandler, the Plainsmen have looked like a different team here today compared to the way they played yesterday when they had 6 errors. So 1 out for Luke Causey. Causey 0 for 1. He walked, advanced on an error, and grounded out. Sodbusters still 1 run, 1 hit. The Plainsmen 4 runs on 6 hits. Each team had 4 hits in the opener, with the Plainsmen winning 5-1. Across for a strike. No balls and 1 strike on Luke Causey. Again, Josh Printer having to put himself in the lineup today. We saw the lineup card, and then we figured out why. There's just not many middle infielders on that lineup card. I'm not sure, some guys may be out of town, injuries, but they are limited with middle infielders. 2 guys have arm issues, so they can't really throw it, and that you kind of need to be able to do that if you're going to play the infield. 0-2 pitch on the way. Had a bouncing ball, and this one is off the foot of Causey, so he gets a piece of himself, but mercifully it did not hit the home plate umpire, Bill Biven. And one of the biggest rounds of applause today came when Jason Frew, the field announcer, mentioned the fact that they got through a half inning without Bill Biven getting hit. And everybody good, yay, that's good. Everybody's feeling it for the umpire today. It was just taking a beating back there. Causey down to the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Lambert brings it home. Called strike 3 at the letters on the outside corner, according to home plate umpire Bill Biven, and there are 2 men out here in the 6th. And Brock Cross trying to salvage the inning. Sodbusters down to their final 4 outs of the day, and Brock Cross has had a tough one. Been a kind of a rough defensive day in the field, and he's also struck out twice. He's probably happy to see somebody besides Owen Kelly on the hill. Righty-righty matchup, and the pitch is across for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Just don't have the sense today. Now maybe, like I say, only 3 runs down, but it feels like 100 right now. 0-1 pitch on the way. But we've seen games like that turn around immediately, and you just don't know, and pitch a little bit low. But
Fremont game stands out.
Yeah.
Down a couple runs in the 9th. Found a way to come back and win that one.
Love to get a run or 2 here, but going to have to get it going with bases empty, 2 outs, and now a 1-2 count on Brock Cross. Cross 0 for 2 in the first game. Likely going to be one of the candidates to get a start on the mound in the Casper series, and what is looking like it's going to be a huge series regardless. Here's a pop-up into right field. The long run for everybody, and that's going to fall. Okay. Well, the wind blowing it in, and Amari Hackett never got a good look at it. The second baseman, Ivan Gomez, gave up on it, and, well, 2-out base runner, and that's the second hit of the game for the Sodbusters.
Of the identical measure, too.
Yes, yeah, pretty much.
Bloop hits, which probably should have been caught.
Yep, so it's been that kind of game. Tyler Welch comes to the plate, so 2 outs, 1 on. Maybe that gets things going for the Hastings Sodbusters. Pitch to Tyler Welch. Misses for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Casper series was going to be tougher anyway, but now you feel like you got to go in. You can't go in thinking you have to sweep. You got to go in and win one game 3 times. Just go in and play the way you can. And even that may not be enough, because if you lose this one, Spearfish will actually have the upper hand. You're going to have 2 teams tied for first, Hastings and Spearfish will have 1 more game to play. All of their games will be against the Nebraska Prospects. 2-0 delivery, across for a strike, 2-1. And Casper right there as well. They were 2 games out coming into today. They fell to 2.5 back momentarily when they lost to Oahe. But if this score holds, they'll be just a game and a half back. 2-1 delivery, and Tyler Welch rifles this one to center field, carrying pretty well, and that one is going to be over the head of the center fielder. Welch around first. He's headed to second. Here comes the run home. The relay is not going to be in time, and it's 4-2. So you're trying to find a way to get a run or 2 across. Well, there's one. After the bloop from Cross, Tyler Welch doubles over the center fielder, Brady Alexander's head, and Hastings claws to within 2 at 4-2.
We've been waiting for it all evening, a chance where Sodbusters are gifted a base runner in that bloop single and make it hurt. How about Tyler Welch punching it through the wind? That one was trying its best to knock it down, and not even Alexander could run it down and make the catch. Needed one, you got one. That makes last inning a little bit more manageable, but you're still not done yet.
Graham Hilton trying to keep it going. He has reached base twice, walked, scored a run, and he struck out and reached last time after the ball bounced off the umpire on the strike 3, and he's able to hustle down to first, ended up at third as the Sodbusters left the bases loaded in the 5th. All those missed opportunities looming large, but Hastings within 2, and you'd love to find a way to steal another one right here. 1-0 delivery on the way. Hilton, big swing, and fouls it away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, does that shot off the bat of Welch reach the fence if the wind is not blowing? I mean, what a charge in it to get it over the center fielder's head on a day like today. 1-1 pitch. Outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike on Graham Hilton. Hilton helping out the home plate umpire. I don't know if you've noticed on a borderline pitch, shake his head back and forth. No, please don't call that one. Please don't call that one. And now what's this going to be about? Oh, Sodbuster's going to pinch run here, trying to get a little more speed out there. So Welch's day is done, and we will see Cooper Harrell enter the game. So get a little better chance to get a runner home from second base. Try to put a little more speed out there as Harrell runs for Tyler Welch. But Tyler Welch certainly the biggest hit of this game since the Sodbusters have only 3. And that was, I want to say it was the first legit hit, but it was kind of the first legit hit. 2-1 pitch on the way. Big swing, and Graham really over-swinging these last 2 at-bats. Saw him take a mighty swing on strike 3. Need to shorten up and see what you can get done here. Just any old little liner to the outfield will get that 3rd run home of the game. 2-2. Lambert trying to end the frame, and the delivery misses outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the pressure mounting just a little bit more. Try to get yourself another base runner and see what Jet Hannaford can get done at the bottom of the order for the Hastings Sodbusters. 4-2. Hastings gets a run back here in the 6th. The pitch. Way outside, and the tying runs are on there in the 6th inning.
Uh-oh. Graham Hilton's chirping big time at the Plainsmen dugout, and they've got multiple guys on the rail giving it right back to him. Umpire's going to have to intervene with this. Hilton hyped about the walk, and they've got 4 guys there that are ready to get out on the field here.
And I really don't understand why. I mean, are you about the walk? Did they just
threw out somebody?
Did they just throw out Loera? Loera was running down to first, and I don't know why Loera was running down the line anyway. What was he doing? Jet Hannaford was going to be the batter. Loera was the on-deck hitter. Loera, pretty good friend of Graham Hilton. Did somebody get tossed? Was it?
That was the ejection motion twice from Bill Biven. I thought that, maybe he's saying, nope, there it is again. I mean, Loera, he's kind of had a hot head. There was Friday night where he was barking at the home plate umpire in disagreement with the call. But for him to get thrown out here, that is costly because Hannaford coming up.
Yep.
I mean, Loera, you don't have another middle infielder.
Yeah.
What else are you going to put in there?
Yeah, it's going to, because that's why Josh Printer is playing, because you're out of middle infielders. And Jaden Shabry, I suppose he played in the first game. I would suppose he would be your next option, if he is an option. I know he's had arm issues. And, you got to wonder what in the heck was Christian Loera even doing out of the dugout. He was going to be the on-deck batter. Didn't have a batting helmet on. And also, Graham Hilton, what are you doing? You just walked. You just walked. You're down by 2. The other team's already motivated. They've beaten you once today. They're on the verge of beating you again. What are you saying?
It's high emotion. You don't want to lose your cool like that. Unfortunately, that's what happens. And we didn't have it on our screen, but from what we understand, Christian Loera's gotten the thumb from this game. And here comes Jed Hannaford with 2 outs. But like you said, Graham Hilton, you're down by 2 runs.
Yeah, and you're on the verge of getting swept by the travel-only team. You really got – you don't have a whole lot to chirp about. Yeah. But, oh well. Let's see what happens. And, it also kind of puts a damper on the rally. There's first and second and 2 outs. And you feel depressed now because you just lost a guy. And a perfect pitch. It also allowed Derek Lambert to regain his composure. You had first and second, momentum on your side, and that comes to a screeching halt. And now no 0-1 count on Jet Hannaford. Here's the pitch. Inside, hit him. All right, well, the bases are loaded. And now here's your chance for the second straight inning. The bases are loaded. And again, Christian Loera, we believe, ejected. And so now it's going to be Jaden Shabry coming into the contest for the Hastings Sodbusters. So Jaden Shabry will bat for Hastings. He had an opportunity to play in game number 1. What a huge at-bat here. Sodbusters down by 2, bottom of the 6th inning in an unlikely rally. Single that should have been caught for the 3rd out. Double, walk, hit batsman. And here's Shabry at the plate. It's a bouncer to the left side. Could be a tough play. Third baseman's got it. Throws to first in time. And the Plainsmen are out of the dugout. They're fired up. They are fired up. They were able to keep the tying runs off of there. They act like they've just won the World Series. And we are going to head to inning number 7 of a 4-2 game. And this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner. Sodbusters missing opportunities each of the last 2 innings, leaving the bases full while scoring only 1 run, and it's 4-2 as we head to the 7th as we get a look at Nate Fisher. Fisher quietly lowering his ERA of the last few appearances, now made 8 appearances, 11 innings, allowing 5 runs, 4 of those earned, allowing 7 hits, striking out 4, walking 5, hitting 7. That's been a big bugaboo for the sidearmer. Nate Fisher is 1-1 with a 3.27 ERA. It wasn't too many appearances ago. His ERA well over 9. So trying to put another 0 on the board here for the Hastings Sodbusters and give themselves a chance heading into the bottom of the 7th. But wild and wacky, high emotion kind of ball game for the Hastings Sodbusters, and with Christian Loera being ejected the last half inning, Jaden Shabry, who really shouldn't be throwing and I think has got arm issues, he is into the game at second base for the Hastings Sodbusters after coming in to have to bat for Loera.
Yeah, emotion's running really high right now. Hopefully, Printer in the dugout's got everybody to calm down. You don't want to be showboating, celebrating against this team that has barely had any playing experience. But Nate Fisher needs to put up a 0 here and give the guys a chance in the 7th.
8, 9, and 1 coming up, and the first pitch is low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Jake Steffes with Brady Alexander on deck. It's 8, 9, and 1 coming up here in the top half of the 7th. Sodbuster trying to keep it a 2-run deficit. They've been out hit 6-3. They've been outscored 4-2. They have been outplayed in this doubleheader and on the verge of being swept by the Plainsmen today, trying to go to 2-4 while Hastings would fall to 16-9. Line drive right side, base hit. Rounding first is Steffes. He is headed towards second. Here comes the throw in. It's not going to be in time. And what a difference a day makes for Jake Steffes, as he has been able to reach again. He's 3 for 3. He's played perfect defense at third base after he struggled mightily at the shortstop position. And one of the reasons that the Plainsmen have a 4-2 lead.
Yeah, tough start for Fisher there. He pitched the final inning and a third on Friday night, cleaning up Marcus Miller's gem, but greeted rudely with an extra base hit.
Here comes Brady Alexander. Infield single and a fly out so far for him. And Xander Hardy going to have to get some help before being taken off the hook here, but 5 innings. And I think if you tell Josh Printer you get 5 innings of 6 hit ball, 4 runs, 3 earned, that's probably a pretty good expectation in Xander Hardy's first appearance for the Hastings Sodbusters, but the offense just has done very little against a couple of pitchers here for the Plains. 1 ball and 1 strike to count on Alexander's 1 for 2, an infield single and a fly out. Hastings going to have to rally in the 7th as the pitch is fouled away, bounces back out onto the field to play. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Brady Alexander. The leadoff double for Steffes, setting the table here for the Plainsmen as they try to get that run back after Hastings scrambled for 1 run and had an opportunity. Big swing and a miss. Down goes Alexander for the first out here in inning number 7.
And good response from Fisher. He's relying on that funky arm angle and that delivery to have success on the mound. Does get the strikeout there. Not a super big high strikeout guy, but neither was Hardy, and he got all those strikeouts late in the game.
Big swing and no contact here, as gonna have Dax Wandler trying to keep it going. Here's the pitch. Fouls it back. It's quickly 2 strikes on Dax Wandler. Hastings Sodbusters in danger of dropping a twin bill to the Plainsmen today, falling in the first one 5-1, losing in game 2 4-2. 7-inning contest. The Sodbusters will need at least 2 in the bottom of the 7th. Depending on how things go here, that pitch in the turf, knocked down nicely by Graham Hilton. It's got all the way at the catcher's spot for this Hastings Sodbuster team after throwing 3 innings of scoreless relief in the first game of the day. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 man out and a 4-2 deficit for Hastings as they try to battle back, and Nate Fisher brings it in. Lined into left field, could be a problem, and on the run, Jackson Crane makes the nice catch for the Hastings Sodbusters. There are 2 out. And that'll bring Ivan Gomez to the plate, trying to salvage the inning for the Plainsmen. A leadoff double for Steffes as part of his 2 for 2 day. And it's going to be Gomez at the plate. He is 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch his last time up, but then picked off. Pitch outside the zone. Count 1 ball and no strikes. been an entertaining game, I guess you would call it. There are a lot of quirks in this one. Home plate umpire's been hit half dozen times. Liner into center field. That's going to be a base hit. Rounding third, Steffes will score. Ball got by the center fielder momentarily, so no chance to throw home. And Ivan Gomez comes up with a big 2-out hit as the Plainsmen get the run right back, and they go up 5-2.
Gomez had the big hit, that 2 RBI double in game 1 of the doubleheader. Like you said, gets the run right back and make it a little bit harder for the Sodbusters. But Jed Hannaford, thought if he gets to that ball cleanly, he might have had a chance to throw out the runner at home. Did not get a clean exchange on it. No chance.
So run on the board here in the 7th. Pick play over to first, and Gomez had hardly even left the bag. Gomez has been a thorn in the side. He mentioned his hit in the first game, and plus he's played real good middle infield at that second base spot, as this one hit high in the air, short right field. Tough play. Causey lays out, can't get there. It's a single, and runners will be at the corners as the inning continues. 5-2 on Brian O'Connell's single. So he is aboard. He has been aboard 3 straight times. Reached on an error the last time. He's walked and scored. And it's 5-2, and this Plainsman team looking for more. Here comes Asher Friedman. And he has doubled. He's knocked in a run. He's scored. He's walked twice. He has also been tough on the Sodbusters today. Plainsmen still trying to build their team chemistry, still early in the year, but what a day to do it for them. And then you had, the Sodbusters got a little emotional there, and nothing brings a team together like the opponent coming after you. And so the Sodbusters certainly haven't helped their own cause here as they've tried to rally. Here's the pitch, and this is inside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. 5-2, Plainsmen on top. Sodbusters dropped the opening game of this doubleheader 5-1 after winning yesterday 14-4. 3 more games remain for the Sodbusters in the first half standings, the first half of schedule, as that will wrap up on Friday. Sodbusters play Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Spearfish will have the additional game, and if this score holds, you'll have 2 teams with even standing. Sodbusters would fall back to even in the standings with Spearfish. The percentage points would be a little bit different because of a different number of games played. Bouncing ball to the left side, not going to be an easy play. Cross charges, sets, throws to first in time. On a tough defensive day for the third baseman in the doubleheader, that is a beauty for Brock Cross as they get the out there, but a run comes across on 3 hits, and we head to the bottom of the 7th. Last chance for Hastings. It's 5-2 Plainsmen. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here.
I feel better already. The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Last chance for the Hastings Sodbusters, trailing at 5-2 as they'll have Printer, Jarvis, and Crane trying to come through against Derek Lambert. Lambert battling his way through that first inning. Should have had 3 up, 3 down. A bloop hit continued the inning. Sodbusters got an RBI double from Welch, loaded the bases with a walk and hit batsman, but could not get any more. And we'll have to see what happens. It's Steve Stein, Ryan Valenta trying to channel some positivity in the booth today. Where's Bob Ross when you need him?
Could go to him. You could go to Martin Luther King, Gandhi.
Yeah.
Any of those positive, influential guys.
All of the great religious leaders. Ross, Gandhi.
But a 3-run deficit. We haven't seen the Sodbusters come back from as many quite yet, at home at least, but Sodbusters were down by several runs against Casper on the road a week plus ago, and they scored 7 in the last inning. So team knows how to come back in the last inning with their backs against the wall. Can they find the magic to do it at home?
And they were down 3 runs heading into that frame. And so why not now? Josh Printer will try to get things started. 1-0 delivery is taken at the knees for strike 1. 1-1 the count. You got 2, 3, and 4, just where you want to be in the lineup. Sodbusters needing 3 to tie, 4 to win. They've been out hit 9-3 in the game and trail it 5-2. Pitch right there for strike 2. Plainsmen have done a lot of things well here after that 14-4 setback. And when I putting the prep together, you just felt like maybe they had a better group this year, a lot more college experience. 1-2 delivery, and this one is looped into center field, but too deep as it's going to carry far enough for Brady Alexander to bring it in. I mean, they've got a couple of D1 guys on the team, so you felt like they had the capability, and they've certainly played well today. Fly out to 8, and here's Ryan Jarvis. 0 for 3 on the day for the Hastings Sodbusters. So when they came out and against Fremont, they had their opportunities in the 3-game series. Just a couple of bad innings as the series wore on. Played pretty good defense the first 2 games of that series. Then it kind of fell apart for them in the 3rd game of that series. They did not look good defensively yesterday, but they played a really good doubleheader defensively today with the wind blowing in. Sometimes that's all it takes. Count 0, no balls, and 1 strike on Ryan Jarvis. Here's the pitch. Misses outside. The count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Did Ryan Jarvis just...
I heard Jim Langan all the way from down there. He said, "I can't tell from here."
It looked like Ryan Jarvis appealed down to 3rd. Did I swing or not? So we've seen a little of everything in this game. Here's the 1-1 delivery, and that is down low. 2 balls and 1 strike. A wacky day of baseball. And you felt like the Plainsmen also, you look at their pitching staff, they've got a lot of guys who pitched in the spring and multiple innings. That's why when Owen Kelly took the mound today, I think this is not going to be easy in this 2nd game. He pitched a lot of innings for Midland in the Springs. This moment's certainly not too big for him as the pitch is swung on and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Ryan Jarvis.
Love to see Ryan get it started off with a hit here and what could be his final at-bat in a Sodbuster uniform here at home.
Going to be headed back to Michigan to kind of get ready to go for some professional responsibilities as he looks to take the next step academically in his life. 2-2 pitch well outside. And that was kind of the plan at the beginning of the summer. Thought there was maybe a chance for him to stick around, and if the Sodbusters find a way to advance to the playoffs, maybe he would come back for that. But that was more contingent on winning the first half, so you could kind of plan ahead. We'll just have to see how it all works out for the Sodbusters and Ryan Jarvis. 3-2 pitch on the way. Outside, ball 4. Sodbusters get a 1-out base runner. Still hope here as Jackson Crane will bat. Just looking for a few more base runners and looking for some big hits. Say, stranding 8, 6 have come the last 2 frames. So Hastings sent the minimum to the plate in the first. Left a man in the first, another in the second and the third, rather. And went 1, 2, 3 in the 4th. But the 5th and 6th all counted to traffic, but just 1 run to show for it. The pitch right across to Jackson Crane, who's 0 for 3 in this game after going 1 for 2 coming in after the game began. 0-1 delivery on the way for Lambert. Is outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, it'll be Casper and Oahe tomorrow, so they've got 1 more game on the road. Got beat by the Zap today, 10-6. To, at the time, fall 2.5 games behind the Sodbusters, but now, if this score holds, Crane grounds this one to the left side. The 3rd baseman, Steffes, charges, sets, throws in time. Steffes has been great at 3rd base today after struggling at shortstop yesterday. There are 2 outs, last hope, and Ryan Jarvis at 2nd base with Luke Causey coming to the plate.
Crane going with the head-first slide into first base, but can't take anything away from Jake Steffes, and a pretty nice stretch by Braden Boyle at first base to get up and keep his foot on the bag, too.
And you mentioned Casper. They could be now a 1.5 games back. And Spearfish would be in a tie for first place if the Plainsmen can get the final out in this one. And the pitch is missing for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes on Luke Casio for 2 on the day with a walk. He struck out. He is also grounded out. Went 0 for 2 in the first game for the Hastings Sodbusters, down to their final out with the runner at second base. And the pitch from Lambert. Swing and a foul ball. And Cazies has fouled the ball off himself at least twice today. He may be feeling the pain not quite as much as Bill Biven, but he has taken a beating today in the batter's box. Again, Bill Biven, home plate umpire, has been plunked 5 times. Anyway, 1-1 delivery on the way. Bouncing ball to the right side. Nice play for Boyle. Steps on the bag, and the Plainsmen come to Hastings, win the series, get the doubleheader sweep as they take out the Sodbusters by a score of 5-2. And what a disappointing day for the Hastings Sodbusters. We will wrap things up. Get the comments from the head coach and player coach today, Josh Printer, when we come back. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
At Hastings College, we celebrate all the ways you shine. From more than 20 athletic teams to band, choir, theater, and art, plus esports, creative writing, speech, and media. Join in to earn a scholarship and find your people, the friends you'll hang out and have fun with. It's what makes Hastings great. So check out Hastings College, where your experience matters, in the classroom and in the activities you love to do. Visit us at hastings.edu.
CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here.
I feel better already. The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
A disappointing day of baseball for the Hastings Sodbusters as they drop a doubleheader to the Plainsmen after falling in the opening game. The contest we just witnessed, a matchup that goes to the Plainsmen by a score of 5-2 after they lost the opener 5-1. And we'll give the line score in a moment, but Ryan Valenta, kind of tough to put into words how difficult this doubleheader is to swallow for the Hastings Sodbusters and their fan base.
And for a team that scored 14 runs on several hits last night, guys that produced all up and down the lineup. The first game, not much. The second game, not a whole lot either.
Yeah.
Got some momentum late, but that momentum was kind of soured or clouded by those on-field antics there, which I think almost fueled the Plainsmen a little bit more than it did fuel the Sodbusters. But, got to wonder if that old saying goes, did you waste all your offense in the first game? I'd kind of give more credit to the Plainsmen. We were talking about that too. Nothing against them. This isn't like this is the JV high school team. These are college kids who played at bats in the spring. They pitched innings in the spring. Heck, they even got several D1 guys on the team too. So they showed up. They came to play tonight. Perhaps the loss for them last night was kind of a wake-up call for them that they needed to come and play today, because even they can't make the playoffs, they're trying to make names for themselves for their summer and college teams as well. So just a heck of an effort by them to get not only 1 but 2 wins tonight and limit a Sodbuster offense averaging 6.5 runs per game to just 3 runs in 14 innings of baseball tonight.
And Bo Boyle was talking about it too, their head coach, about there's a lot of these guys, some of the JUCO kids are still looking for their next stop. So they're trying to probably put their name out there. You mentioned kind of playing for their baseball lives here. And so and they bring in a new guy, and you never know how that's going to be. Ben Reinker in the first game, excellent pitching job. And then you have a kind of an established guy, and you could almost tell Bo Boyle and their pitching coach, Hilton Merriman, kind of semi-excited about Owen Kelly, the fact that they had a Midland guy, and you mentioned that he threw more innings than anybody on the Midland staff in the spring, so they had a guy established that could come out and eat up some innings, and he certainly did, and the Plainsmen ended up getting the sweep. Final line score in game number 2, the Plainsmen 5 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. Hastings 2 runs, just 3 hits and 3 errors, and a defense letting them down really for the second straight day. It didn't matter yesterday in a 14-4 contest, but it certainly did today. As the Sodbusters falling behind 1-0 after 2.5, they got it tied in the bottom of the third, but then 3 big runs in the 4th inning. Sodbusters had the bases loaded in both the 5th and 6th innings, able to plate just 1 run, and consequently they end up losing the doubleheader, and they fall to 16-9 on the year. As far as the offensive numbers, not much. Christian Loera, 1 for 3, did have a run batted in for the Hastings Sodbusters. Brock Cross was 1 for 3 with a run scored. Tyler Welch did have an RBI double. Kind of felt like the Sodbusters had their chance as they had a little bloop single to continue an inning, and then Welch brought Cross home. That made it a 2-run game at the time. And then Graham Hilton scored the other run for the Sodbusters. Offensively, that was it. Kind of an honorable mention, tip of the hat, is Xander Hardy. Worked 6 innings. If you say that he gets you 6 innings and you only give up 3 earned runs, probably feel like you got a pretty good chance to win, but not meant to be. He takes the loss. Nate Fisher, 1 inning, allowed 1 run on 3 hits. And we give credit where credit is due across the way to the Plainsmen. A 3-hit game for Mr. Steffes as Jake really struggled in the Friday game. But playing third base here in the second game of the doubleheader, goes 3 for 3, an RBI, 2 runs scored, and was excellent at third base. He was the only multi-hit guy. Wandler, Gomez, O'Connell, Friedman, and Hacka also getting hits. They had Bertie Alexander with a 1 for 3 day. Up and down the lineup, they just put a lot more pressure on Hastings. They had base runners in every inning and seemingly were on the verge of scoring, while the Sodbusters just didn't get much offense up and down the lineup. And Hastings ends up falling by a score of 5-2. And so now it gets really dicey if you try to think about the postseason on what's going to be happening. And I know we can maybe visit about that after this. We hope to also get some comments from Josh Printer after this doubleheader. Josh, a lot of things going through his mind as he basically was forced to play in the field today too. So we'll discuss some of those things when we come back as the Sodbusters fall by a score of 5-2. Our postgame continues right after this.
At Hastings College, we celebrate all the ways you shine. From more than 20 athletic teams to band, choir, theater, and art, plus esports, creative writing, speech, and media. Join in to earn a scholarship and find your people, the friends you'll hang out and have fun with. It's what makes Hastings great. So check out Hastings College, where your experience matters, in the classroom and in the activities you love to do. Visit us at hastings.edu.
CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner. Tough day for the Hastings Sodbusters. They fall 5-2 in the second game of this twin bill after falling in the first game 5-1. Josh Printer on his way up, but we can kind of talk a little bit about the situation he was put in today. As you looked at the lineup card and seeing who's not here, so he ends up putting himself in the lineup. That'll be an interesting dynamic to discuss. So many things to talk about. You wish it was in a doubleheader sweep, but it isn't a doubleheader sweep, just not the right way.
Like we mentioned, he had to push so many buttons. You wonder, I got to think about getting a base hit here, and then also got to think, maybe if I need to make any swaps or additions or changes into the next inning. It's got to be hard. There's no real good way to put it besides that. So he had a lot on his plate tonight. So we credit Printer for doing all the hard work that he did, because, I mean, you and I couldn't do that. It's not very many people could do that. So that's one of a few here, Printer right here.
And Josh Printer has come up, and generally I just say thoughts on this one, but I don't know if I want to know all your thoughts on this one. Talk about, first of all, the position you had to put yourself in. You look at your lineup card, I don't see Vega, I don't see Phillips available. You have to play shortstop. Tell us a bit about how this whole thing came to be and kind of the situation you were in heading into this the second game of the twin bill.
Just talked to Scott before the day, and I mean, CeeLo, Christian Larrera has played 14 or so in a row, and as a shortstop, I know that's very, very taxing on the body, and ended up throwing him back out there as second, but kind of already pre put myself in. We talked before the game. They all knew I was going to play game 2, and through CeeLo, I wanted him to get a day off, but also wanted him playing up the middle with me. I trusted him. We had good chemistry, so just trying to give him an extra day, or just. The plan was at the beginning of the day was to give him a rest day or a rest game, but and then I mean, just obviously, I'm a competitor. I wanted to play. I wanted to try to help us out there in game 2, but didn't do my part. Just being too big of the play, us as a whole. But the main takeaway from today is just in the last couple games as well, just clean it up on the defensive side. Cut too many unearned runs, not really playing behind our pitching staff. So
I know you don't want to speak for everybody on the team, and especially because we're up here enjoying the broadcast booth all the time, but playing almost 2 weeks in straight days is kind of safe to say some fatigue is setting in for some guys, and maybe they're a little bit tired right now.
Yeah, I think the Plainsmen just came out ready to take it from us today, and we didn't really retaliate the way we wanted to. And I mean, I think they had more life in the dugout all day, all game, both games, and I mean they just beat us fair and square. I mean, just had more energy, and we're ready to go take it from us today.
Approach at the plate. Talk a bit about, I mean, it was tough. It was tough to get anything going consistently. Was it a mindset? Was it their dudes? I mean, obviously their guys did the job, but talk about the approach at the plate today on a tough offensive day, just 3 runs in 14 innings.
I think in game 1, their pitcher was working really, really fast. I feel like we kind of played into his hands, kind of doing exactly what he's wanting us to do, getting strike calls on the outside corner, and then we go up there kind of knowing that and just swinging too early. I mean, not really getting a pitch you want to hit early in the count, and understand that you got 3, and just have more quality ABs up and down the lineup, myself included, game 2. But just more have quality ABs. Try to, whenever pitchers pressure's on like that, working both sides of the plate, more than one pitch for a strike. Just try to find a way to just make them work, get some runners on, have some long ABs, and just make them work more than we did. We had a couple 1, 2, 3 and pretty really quick innings in game 1, and then just game 2. I mean, like I addressed it down the line to all of them and threw myself in the hat with them. Just being too big. Whenever we're seeing the ball too well, like dude's not up there throwing 92, so you get a great look at the ball, but just make sure your eyes don't get too big. Just continue to be simple. I use that word a lot at the beginning of the year, and I feel like we just got too big at the plate today, and we were playing behind from the beginning of the game, and felt like, I mean, the pressure was on us, but felt like we were trying to get that big hit instead of just keeping it simple, finding a way on base. So.
Right, well, a big off day for you tomorrow. Finally get a first off day in almost 2 weeks. I assume that'll be big for you, and hopefully the guys get a chance to rest that. But with that off day, you got to go back and you got to go to Casper, and 3 almost must-win game for you guys if you want to clinch a spot in the playoffs. We won't be able to get to watch that too, but are you hoping that you're going to have, or anticipating that you'll have be up to full strength by Tuesday?
I hope so. It's going to be interesting because Lorero ended up getting tossed for 2 games at the end of that. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't know what exactly – honestly, I don't even really know exactly what was said or what even happened. I just know something along the lines of they're on Graham, and really, like I said, I'm not trying to avoid nothing. I really honestly don't know. If I was a coaching and kind of right there with it, I was worried about making sure I was ready to come in and swing it if I ended up coming to bat that inning. But I'm not sure what's going to happen along that side of it. Hopefully Jaden's arm's gonna be healthy, and hopefully Chase Miller's ankle will be healthy, and getting Chase Phillips back will be huge. But I feel like, honestly, I feel like we had a little pressure making sure we have to win those 2 games, and no excuse whatsoever. They came out and beat us. So I'm just saying, I feel like we're gonna have a little stress-free 3 games in Casper, and just play us and keep playing Sodbuster baseball like we did most of the first half, and just see where the chips fall, and just go out there and just play hard. Is all we can do, is just play hard, and got to clean it up defensively though.
And it's a great lesson for players, coaches, and everybody. There's a totally different mindset. Beginning of the year, there's no expectations. You're not the favorite. You're not the front runner. Well, all of a sudden, the first half of this year, you're the team to beat, and to come in as a favorite, expecting to win 2 today, that is a totally different mindset, and that's not an easy thing sometimes. It's a totally different mentality from a coach and a player standpoint when you come into a day like today.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't want to say that we really took them for granted, because we made sure not to. I mean, we were fired up, ready to go. I feel like the dugout came out flat, is kind of anticipating that maybe the kind of go how it went yesterday, and once it didn't, I felt like we were trying to be just too big at the play, trying to make sure we're the individually you're the guy at the play. I mean, just understand that it's a team. Just pass the torch and just find ways on. And I just think we kind of beat ourselves a little bit today defensively, and then just we're too big at the plate, myself included. I mean, just no excuse at all, and we just got to play better.
Appreciate Josh Brenner coming up. It's not every coach that comes up after a situation like this, and that's one thing we definitely respect you coming up, and especially after a day like today where you're playing in the field and batting and coaching. And so good luck at Casper. We'll see you second half.
Absolutely.
Josh Brenner, the head coach for the Hastings Sodbusters, again, class individual. Great to have him up here and get his perspective on what was a tough doubleheader. And yeah, I mean, I was, you were disappointed. You kind of wondered about the personnel thing until you started looking at the lineup card and seeing who wasn't available. And now with Christian Luera being ejected, and it was good to hear that it sounded like people were getting on Graham Hilton, and I kind of gave Graham Hilton a hard time. So maybe, he was maybe more responding to some chirping at him, because from up here it almost felt like he was the guy that was giving it to them, and Luera was kind of out backing him up, but Christian Luera wasn't even in the on-deck circle, and so he came out of the dugout and was clear up the first base line, so I totally understand the ejection, which would mean 2 more games. And now all of a sudden, okay, if this guy can't play, who's going to play shortstop? Yep. Is Josh Printer going to have to put himself back in the lineup in the Casper series?
Yeah, hopefully, like you said, Phillips will come back, but I love that if that was indeed the case, that guys are getting on Hilton first, that there were guys to stand up to have your guys back. That's all about team chemistry is about, but just knowing that in the big picture, you got to keep yourself in the game, because we knew there was at least a 1-game suspension, but now it makes us understand it's a 2-game suspension. So that is critical. Not having your starting shortstop for 2 out of the 3 games in Casper is going to be a big blow to the Sodbusters. But love the energy. Just a wrong time to let it boil over. Not sure what was said, but it's going to be tough. Hopefully the guys can get healthy, because they're going to need to be. But then again, they've got a much-needed day off tomorrow. Hopefully they can use that to recoup.
So now they don't control their own destiny, and that's one good thing about it, I guess. Coach Brenner said, just go play baseball. And if you win 3 and that's not enough, so be it. If you win 2 and that's not enough, so be it. Go out and play baseball, and then just see how the chips fall in that 3-game series.
Have a good second half. It's not like this is the end of the season. Yes, Sodbusters would like to clinch the first half based on their performance at the start of the season. Still got a whole other month left of baseball to play. And they're still, at this point, tied for first with Casper just a game and a half back. Right now, Spearfish would be in the driver's seat. They've got 4 games. If they win their last 4, they're going to be the first half champs, and it'll just be decided. And by the time we get back on, when do we broadcast again? Let's see. I think it's Monday the 30th.
Yeah, yep. Fremont comes in. So Sodbusters, after they do play that game at the Thursday, having the weekend off, and that is something a lot of these guys are going to need.
Absolutely. And we're going to have some time off too, so we'll have to keep busy with our everyday, because we're broadcasters. We're living in the real life, as we alluded to earlier, so we'll keep busy. But yeah, it's going to be weird having a long, because we're used to doing games every other day and a game. We're going to have a stretch of, I think, 10 games in a row at home.
July will be, we'll get to know each other really well.
We're going to make up for it.
Yep. So. All right, appreciate Noah Pegel and his work behind the scenes. For Connor Christensen, for Ryan Valenta. Final score, once again, second game of the doubleheader. It goes to the Plainsmen as they defeat the Hastings Sodbusters 5-2. I'm Steve Stein. Good night, everyone.
Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Get the ultimate fan experience at a Hastings Sodbuster game this summer. Enjoy high-level collegiate summer woodbat baseball at the beautiful and historic Duncan Field in Hastings. Baseball and a whole lot more. Affordable family fun. That's what the Sodbusters and the Independence League are all about. Sodbuster Baseball. It's your team.
Catch the spirit